Yo, people, lateness is greatness. You already know what time it is. It's time. Well, I don't know what this is. Do you know what I mean? At this point, I don't know what's going on. I don't have no news. I don't have no announcement. I don't even have updated artwork because Miz is not here yet. Miz is coming later. So really, I'm just freeballing. Is this all you can eat, Chelsea? Is it not? Younes, what are we doing?
Bro, it's all you can eat without the dinner, without anything. Like right now, it's just panic stations. But talking about embracing lateness is greatness. Yeah, talking about embracing your catchphrase. Yeah. It looks like big Donnies who have brought this ridiculous idea to the forefront are embracing that because we've got no statement. And that was meant to come out 40 minutes ago. So, lateness is greatness.
I don't know what show this is. I don't even know if my phone is charged. They didn't tell us any updated news at 9:30 like they promised. It was incredible to me.
Yeah, it was meant to be 9:30, and then some said 10:30. So we said 10:30, and now hang on. You're getting this live, people. You're getting this live. Talk about flipping news. All right, so we've got news. Told there will be a statement on the Super League in 10 minutes.
Are you crazy?
10 minutes. So it's 11:10 now, 11:20 UK time. We'll see what happens.
Oh my goodness.
We'll see what happens.
Oh my goodness.
All I'm saying is this, bruv. If Chelsea are involved, it's going to get peak. It's going to get peak.
Bro, fans are not happy.
And to be honest, look, exactly. It's not even necessarily a Chelsea-orientated thing. This is football. This is all of us together. It's a shambles. It's a shambles.
This is bigger than Chelsea. This is a football travesty, in my opinion. If they allow this to happen, I'm gonna be, like I said, I'm gonna be fuming because for me, it's not about football anymore. This is about protecting the game. Do you know what I mean? And I've seen a lot of people come out. We're obviously gonna get into the details of it, but I've seen a lot of people say, "Listen, the game was being ruined before this. It's been getting out of hand before this. There's been so many instances of money or greed coming into football before this. So why are you angry now?" And I feel like with any cause, you can't say to people, well, okay, you weren't angry from the beginning. So why are you talking now? Do you know what I mean? Like two wrongs don't make a right, in my opinion. And we've seen Arsenal selling tracksuits all season. Do you know what I'm saying? Just robbing their fans. We've seen Liverpool up their ticket prices, I think a few seasons ago, where their fans started getting impatient and started saying a thing or two about that. And I think they managed to bring the prices down. We've seen every club has tried to take the piss at some point. Sky, BT. Do you remember BT?
The £15 thing. The £15 thing. Yeah, I remember. That was shocking. And they were forced to retract all of that. And they were forced to come up with the schedule that they have now. And you're right with the point that you make. It's not necessarily a case of, because you let one thing through, we're just going to let everything through. No, that's not how it works. It depends on how much people can actually take. And it gets to a certain level where people begin to realize, okay, this has now crossed the line. In terms of money being in the game, we understand that. Money is in the game. We would know. As Chelsea fans, we would know. Yeah, money's in the game. But there's got to be a level of integrity. There's got to be a level of keeping the foundations and the structure as it is. And then bolster it with money, Not let it take over the game completely. And now we're not just talking about, some clubs have a bit of money and some don't. We're now talking about segregating and removing some clubs away from the pyramid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like grassroots is going to become irrelevant. The journey of some footballers to try and go from grassroots to the Premier League and to try and make it, mate, that's going to be out the door. Because all of a sudden, you're going to get the Premier League that's going to be like a championship. You're going to get 20 elite teams who can't get relegated in a league of their own, completely untouched somewhere else where it's not even close to what we have over here. So it's complete segregation. It's complete taking all the focus away from the growth of the game, from the development, from those teams who are going to suffer, like a Burnley. And I use that example in my video. Burnley are going to get destroyed by this.
Bro, like your West
and not just them.
Your West Hams and your Evertons, your West Hams and your Leicesters, what's the point of challenging for top 4 in a season if you're going to make a closed European league where no one can get relegated? And that's where PSG got involved. They were like, no, because no one can go up or down. No one can get involved. It's a select group of teams, and it's not based on legacy or tradition or European titles. Because if it is, then why the hell are Tottenham involved? They ain't won shit. It don't make no sense.
It makes zero sense. It makes zero sense. And when you look at
double standards involved here,
when you look at a Leicester, for example, and how they're playing and how they've managed to get themselves in the mix of the so-called top six. I don't even like that so-called top six. I wasn't even with the whole top four. If you remember when it was called the top four, before the big six became a thing, because before Man City, before even Tottenham were in the equation, it was Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea. That was the top four. That was the big four. Even at that point, I was a little bit, this is, it feels like there's a bit of separation. Leicester get themselves into the mix, and rightfully so. They've won the Premier League. They've managed to, up the infrastructure at the club. They've upped their levels. They've put themselves at a level now where they can compete with the best in the Premier League. They're not in the big six, but Tottenham are. It makes no sense. But for us, it makes no sense. For the people that are trying to get this through the door, it makes loads of sense because it lines their pockets ridiculously. Sir
Daddy with the super chat says, protect this game. These owners need to go. A lot of people are putting the blame on the American owners because they want to obviously grow the game or grow their pockets, and they want to put. They've been trying to. I think Henry, the owner of Liverpool, Glazers as well, and Henry was definitely one of the big ones, and Kroenke as well from Arsenal. One of the guys that really wanted the Premier League games placed, some of them played in America. Do you remember when we had that whole big saga of, some Premier League games, let's play them in America. And they tried to have maybe the last game of the season, let's play it in America. And they tried to fight for things like that. And they tried to slowly make minor changes to try and get more money and revenue into it and whatnot. And take control. And if you see that panel of people that are in charge, the chairman is Perez.
It's Perez, the guy who's done all of this.
And the vice chairman is Kroenke, Henry
and Glazer.
And the Glazers, the Juventus chairman.
And the Juventus dude.
Yeah, I'm not going to try and pronounce your name because right now I'm not happy with you, so screw you. And Kroenke as well. I just think to myself, hold on a second. I mean, I don't want to, push blame away from my club because they still signed it. And I'm extremely disappointed that they did sign if they have up to this, because, people are reporting that Chelsea were kind of backed into a corner and they, do you sign it or do you not? If everybody's on board, how can you not be?
Yeah.
Sometimes I think you just need to make a statement. Do you know what I mean? In football, I know it's not easily done. You don't want to get left behind. The other European super clubs have gone and done it. But look at Bayern Munich, look at Dortmund, look at PSG. They could have said the same thing we did, but they didn't join. And Germany have always kind of had that element where they have some sort of mind
their clubs are owned by fans,
51%.
51%, yeah. So, you got to run that by the supporters, and that's the right thing to do. That's the right thing to do. It's crazy. I mean, Fabrizio Romano's put out a tweet. I've just seen it's been confirmed. It's been confirmed.
So let me read out the tweet.
Have you got it?
I thought we were personally running this too late. Clearly, I'm wrong.
Hey, mate, we've got it bang on time.
We got it right on time. Official statement: 12 football clubs jointly announced an agreement competition. The Super League: AC Milan, Arsenal, Atletico Madrid, Chelsea, Barcelona, Inter Milan, Juventus, Liverpool, Manchester City, Manchester United, Real Madrid, Tottenham have all joined. So basically the top teams in Italy, top teams in Spain, top teams in England. No German, no French. 3 more clubs are expected to join as founding clubs before the inauguration season, which is expected to start as soon as possible. So they're really trying to start this ASAP. They're not trying to push it like you've seen some dates of some clubs saying, well, this has to be at minimum 2028 because we need to get through financial hurdles and things like that. John Henry, the Liverpool owner, is currently trending on Twitter, so that says all you need to know. In the future, the founding clubs look forward to consulting with the UEFA and FIFA in order to work together. #Super League. Wow. I think what is so interesting as well on top of this is the Premier League, when they released their statement, it was damning. Like they're not
very damning. They're not messing about.
They will kick you bastards out the league.
Not legit. And it's not just them, like UEFA, the same. UEFA have gone in today. and they've made it clear. They've got a lawsuit. They've got a lawsuit ready.
Different topic, but it's good to see UEFA when there's need for a statement, they can bring it quick. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they do pay attention.
Yeah.
Maybe now next time racism comes up, you can say something quickly, but it's all right. You know, clearly you guys are actually alive, which is good. It's good to see UEFA are kicking and screaming. They just only in kicking and screaming when it concerns them.
When they have to, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
incredible. 51%. Yeah, that's incredible.
UEFA have made it clear that, you know, any team that goes with this will face punishments, will face being banned from domestic, European, and international competition. Players will not be able to go on to international duty. UEFA have got a lawsuit ready, apparently worth up to 60 billion against every single team that goes up. So this is all out war, like legit. This is all out war now with the Super League people and you know, the Glazers and Henry and all them lot. Perez against UEFA, and we're in the middle of it now, thanks because we've decided to go ahead and sign. Like,
yeah, I'm just seeing. I've got Joe in the background here, so we're gonna add him in real quick. Arsenal fan, so it'd be great to get his perspective. A lot of people been coming after Arsenal fans today because, you know, potentially they're, you know, might benefit from this because they're not currently, you know, in that European football slot, and the people are saying that, you know, listen, they'll probably be on sign for this, but, you know, I want to get Joel's opinion because a lot of Arsenal fans have not liked Kroenke for a while, so I don't think they're just going to just take this one lying down when you're messing up the structure of football. Joel, my brother, sorry for the
hold
wait,
on. Can you hear me?
I've just seen your messages. How are you?
Can do.
Hold on, guys.
Oh,
can you hear me?
Let's just hope we can hear you. Yeah,
we can.
Good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, all good.
Yep.
There
For some reason, I can't hear.
Man, like I said, the news is breaking. How do you look at it as an Arsenal fan?
Well, first of all, I don't know what Arsenal are playing at because we can't even do well in our own league. If we think we're going to go into that league and kick ass, then I don't know what man's smoking, innit? Let's just make that clear. Because the only reason why I didn't...
Facts.
Whole stream, I've been in the whole time, and like the reality is, I don't know what certain teams are not big. Tottenham are not a big club, so I don't know why they're signing up. Them man ain't even got domestic trophies in their own league, so they need to stay put. In fact, it would be better for them to stay put because now you're gonna get the competition of what Leicester versus West Ham league, like battling it out for the league, innit? Spurs should have stayed there because that would have been their chance to lift a flipping trophy. About what you want to go there and get signed. No? Are you mad? These men just want to be in the party with the popular kids. That's what they want to do. You know what I mean? Arsenal aren't a joke thing, bruv. Like, I'm looking at today's performance against Fulham, and you think you're going to be pulling out them performances against the future Ramos, whoever the heck that's going to be? Nah, bruv. It's long. It's long.
Man, do you know what it is? Yeah, it's just they are literally ripping up the foundations of football as a competition in terms of the Premier League. The Premier League statement was so damning, and a lot of people saw Gary Neville's rant. I don't know if you got to see it, and they were saying, you know, Gary Neville, how can you, of all people, say this because you work for Sky Sports and you've got invested interests? He's not the owner of Sky Sports. I feel like when I watched that interview today, he spoke as a fan, but. Yes, Sky Sports and BT Sport have robbed us. They tried to do the £15 pay-per-view, and football has not been perfect before this. But I feel like this is a breaking point for football in terms of the fans just saying, "Nah, you man have taken it too far now." I mean, how do you feel in terms of just it all going ahead?
You know what? You know what? Everyone's got their own bloody invested interest. Everybody's got their own thing. Do you get where I'm coming from? Like, I'm sorry, I'm going inside my house in a second so you guys will be able to see me properly. I'm just fidgeting a little bit. But like I'm saying, guys, everyone's got their own invested interest. And to be honest with you, like, UEFA can be upset, but they do things that are all over the gaff anyway. Sometimes I'm sure that, you know, they do their stuff that we don't know. Obviously, it's all a bit mad.
There's a lot of corruption in the game.
A lot of corruption.
There's a lot of corruption, and I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm not a fan of you weren't complaining at the beginning, so you can't complain now. Do you know what I mean? You can, people find their voices, and I feel like, listen, from the moment they started putting out home kits every season, that really was the start of the greed. Do you know what I mean? I remember when home season kits used to be every 2 years.
2 years,
Then suddenly, Joe will probably be back with us in a second. He's just getting inside. But we're going to have quite a few people calling in. So I've sent the link out to quite a few of the man them to see what the opinions are going to be. But listen, when it came to the home kits, they made the home kits come out every year, pumping them out, trying to get that money in. I'm just like, yo, you guys, I just bought the home kit. Do you know what I mean? What happened?
Legit.
It used to be every 2 years. It's incredible the way that things can just spiral out of control. And I feel like fans now are just starting to think to themselves, hold on a second. They don't really care about us, do they? Because we're not in the ground right now.
I mean, it was a long time coming. Yeah, it had to come at some point. And obviously today was a breaking point. But when you look at the setup and what they're trying to actually bring forward, I mean, the fact that they're financing this, yeah, through JP Morgan. JP Morgan are ready to inject and invest £4.6 billion into this Super League immediately.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. You know, JP Morgan, probably one of, if not the richest bank on the planet.
Yeah.
You know, and you're not saying this isn't a money grab. This is for the benefit of the game.
Even Boris Johnson.
That's how you know it's peak.
Something to say.
That's how you know it's peak.
It's ridiculous. Like from the moment Boris Johnson has something to say about it, that's when you know you're like, hold on a sec. This is quite big. And a lot of people, you know, this super chat's asking if we'll be kicked out of the Champions League. I don't think it's gonna happen like that.
Not this season.
Yeah, it won't happen that we won't be just booted out of things.
But well, not immediately. But you know, going into next season and whatnot, possibly. Yeah. UEFA made it clear in their statement.
Joel's back with us. I'll just wait for him. He's getting ready. I can see him in the background there, so it's going to be good to have him back with us. Listen, it's all you can eat Chelsea, but this ain't just Chelsea no more. This is
all you can eat football.
This is a big problem. I've got a statement to read out, guys. If you see anything on Twitter that you need me to zoom in on in terms of attention, because there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out now on Twitter. Just tag me and Younes in it, and I'll go on. I'm on Twitter in a different tab, and I'll read it out. I've got a statement.
Tottenham have released a statement. Tottenham have got it out.
This is what I'm saying.
Let's see if Chelsea have released.
Let me see. There's a joint. So obviously the Premier League came out earlier with a big statement. I'm going to read out this statement here. So there's a joint statement between the Super League reports from UEFA, English FA, Premier League, Royal Spanish Football Federation, La Liga, Italian Football Federation, Serie A, and a thread here below. So UEFA, English FA and Premier League, the Royal Spanish Federation, La Liga, and Italian Federation have learned that a few English, Spanish, Italian clubs may be planning to announce the creation of a closed so-called Super League. If this were to happen, we wish to reiterate that UEFA, the English FA, hold on a second. My thing's pausing all over the place. Great timing. We remain united in our efforts to stop this cynical project, a project that is founded on self-interest of a few clubs at a time when society needs solidarity more than ever. We will consider all measures available to us at all levels, both sporting, in order to prevent this happening. They're talking about potentially kicking teams out of leagues, so you can't compete in the Premier League and the Super League at the same time. So you're gonna have to pick one or the other, because they're not giving it their backing. They're also talking about potentially you're not allowed to play for your country as well. In FIFA and UEFA obviously control the two big tournaments in European football as well. This is incredible, Joel. I'm not even going to read the rest of it right now. I mean, now that you're inside, man, you can see this all kicking off. What do you? I don't even know what to say to you, bro.
Mate, it's funny. Like, I feel like the world is just coming to a funny place, because when I look at obviously, I know that there's positives and why they speak about getting vaccines, but sometimes I also feel like it's just the beginning of the new world order. I feel like when I see this, I just feel like this is just something else. I know someone will be like, don't be silly, don't be ridiculous, it's just football. But it's this merger of this whole one thing, and soon you're going to see a pattern where it's just going to be one this, one that, one data, one this, one. And honestly, I just look at it and I think to myself, the only thing that is going to be good is that I look at it from this perspective. Yeah, if you ain't got all these players trying to play in the Super League, all these top players that have the majority of the foreign players, and if you are good, yeah, you'll be one of the English, like you'll be English, and I don't know, like you'll be like elite English, like Harry Kane and stuff like that, yeah. But then the reality is, if not, then if you're not playing, you're just gonna have a bunch of Burnley players playing for England, really, to be honest with you, and then they can play the other, lesser Italian players and lesser. To be honest with you, yeah. I look at it and I just think, whatever. I'm sorry, I should be giving you more of it's an insane, but I just think, whatever, mate. Like, what? You lot are just gonna want to make your money regardless. So it's all about money.
I think this is a step too far for me. This is way too far. This is way too far because you're now taking away the integrity of league competition. You're now saying that. Imagine now you take out the top teams of all the top 5 leagues in Europe and put them into a European Super League, and you say, right, it doesn't matter if you win your league, if you're Leicester or you're West Ham or any of these guys, you can't play in Europe because you don't qualify because you don't have the pedigree. What is that all about? Like, I have a clip, right, that I'm gonna
they'll make their own Champions League. Them guys will have their own.
That's too much.
It's mad. And this is the thing, like, money's not a problem. As I said earlier on, JP Morgan have come with 4.6 billion ready to finance this whole thing. Like, it's insane. And I fully relay with what you said, Joel, about everything becoming one this, one that. And it's where it's heading. And it's not just a football thing. It's a social thing. But unfortunately, the game that we love is involved. And exactly it. It's exactly that.
And why is the game involved as well? Is because the game is so much. It means so much culturally as well. And in your everyday today life. Look at what this country was like when there was no football. And when football came back. That's how deep it was. It had a massive impact. So yeah, I'm coming from. Yeah. And I've got cousins that watch Matisse in Belgium, Brussels. Like, football is just that thing, man. Do you know what I mean? So the way I see it, do I care? Do I honestly care? I'll be lying to you if I said that I really cared or I really didn't care, because I look at it as corporate business. Whatever these guys want to do to make money or whatever they feel they're going to do, and no one's going to be able to stop them. You've just said it yourself, Younes. 4.6 billion. Like, real quick, man came up with it. We got the break.
You get 420 million just for entering.
Exactly. And in the Champions League, you get 100. That's already like nearly 300 million profit just on the fact you've changed competition.
We got statements dropping left, right, and centre, right? Yeah. So Tottenham have obviously dropped their statement confirming that they're in it. Arsenal have confirmed, I think, on their statement. Chelsea have just dropped
a tweet.
So just for Chelsea's statement, a joint statement released by all 12 I'm only going to read this statement because they're all basically the same. I think they've all copy and pasted their statements and they're just releasing the same thing. Yeah. A joint statement released by all 12 founding clubs is below. Further information will be provided in due course. So leading European football clubs announced new Super League competition. 12 of Europe's leading football clubs have today come together. This is Chelsea's statement to announce that they have agreed to establish a new midweek competition. So the games will be played on Tuesday, Wednesday, and the final will be on the weekend, governed by its founding clubs. So the founding clubs are obviously going to be the ones that collect the cash equally, because this all started because the Champions League made a new competition, or they had new regulations and new rules that they wanted to bring in. The leading clubs in Europe didn't agree with that. I think the leading clubs in Europe were only getting something like 30 or 40% of the revenue in total, and UEFA were getting the rest. They wanted to negotiate something higher. Yeah, and then this is how it's all sparked out now.
But then they said, well, if you ain't going to give us the money, we're going to go and do our own thing.
Yeah. And that's how it's gone. And everybody thought, okay, this is a Leo Messi situation where you're just trying to negotiate a higher price for yourself. Yeah. And you're not really going to do it. Do you know what I mean? They kind of have. Do you know what I mean? They kind of have. Yeah. Now, if they're going to get kicked out of the Premier League clubs are the ones that need to watch themselves, because they make a lot of money every season from the Premier League. We know how lucrative it is.
Can you imagine how this is going to affect Sky? Can you imagine how this is going to affect BT, Amazon Prime?
They'll all jump onto the Super League. Yeah. It's simple. They'll all just jump on.
But the funny thing is, it's mad because you're not just dealing with rights in this country anymore. You're dealing with rights in Italy, Spain. You know what I mean? So instead of dealing with Sky, you might think it's all about Sky, but it could be an ESPN thing now. You don't know.
Or the zone.
Or the zone. Yeah, you really don't know. Look how quick Amazon's coming up in general. You might think Amazon Prime, they only get 4 games a year. Who knows? This could be the thing that, puts them proper full. I'm not saying it is, but you just don't know, innit? overall, Go on, Matisse. Sorry, go on.
They've been trying to do, like I said before, they've been trying to do this for so long. This has been building up. Do you know what I mean? They tried to put a Premier League game abroad with the final day of the season and create that American Premier League day on the 38th game.
NFL, look what they do with NFL. Every year they play. Normally they play one game. Is it one game or 2 games or something like that?
Yeah, Wembley. Yeah, 2 games.
Joe, I want to get your opinion on Gary Neville's rule book that he kind of said that they need to be, harsh and deduct points. A lot of people are saying this in the chat as well. I'm still keeping an eye on Twitter. Keep tagging me and stuff I need to be tagged in. Let me know if any more clubs announce as well. I'm keeping my eye on it. LB here says deduct all the top 6 clubs 20 points at the start of next season, or perhaps even relegate them. Utterly disgusting. These owners all need chasing out. Thoughts, bro? I mean, do you think clubs should get deducted points for taking part in this, or do you think that's taking it too far?
I think, you should be doing what the fans want to do, and if the fans are not on it, then don't do that, innit? Because at the end of the day, yes, it's a business, but these people, with a lot of these people, it's their livelihoods, innit? So for me, I would be doing what the fans want. If the fans don't want you to do it, then there should be sanctions, because you're now going against what it is that the people want. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
If, for example, the fans do want it and stuff like that, then whatever, innit? Then no one needs to be punished for anything. So I just think it's down to the fans. I heard Younes saying that the German clubs the majority of them are 51% are run by fans. I didn't even know that, to be honest with you.
Which is why they're not involved, because fans have to be consulted. They're the majority shareholder. So it won't pass, which is why they've just said no.
And there's something about those clubs that I feel like are so well run as well.
Yeah.
This is
it's organic. It's organic.
Real Madrid have apparently released a statement, so I'm going to get onto that as well. I mean, I really, it should be the same statement for all. I'm going to go through the competition format. See the.
I've just seen here. Sorry, something saying there's a source over in Spain saying that all the 12 participating clubs will be excluded from the Champions League and their domestic leagues for the 2021-22 season.
Oh my days!
That's what they threatened. So they would have to be consistent on that. They can't back down now. When you make that kind
they'll
of
be kicked out.
So people are talking about teams being deducted points. These Chelsea will not be in the Premier League next season.
No.
Neither will Arsenal. Neither will Tottenham. And this is why when people are saying, "Oh, whatever happens," I'm like, you can't say that, because this is like you're going to be out the league. Do you know what I mean? You're removing what has been in your club's history for the last 2 centuries since you were founded. You're not going to have any league football. I need people to deep that. They're going to kick you out the league and try and make an example out of you. And to be honest, if the Premier League have to do that to try and make a statement for one season and try and all the governing bodies get together and try and make this thing fall flat on its ass, and then everybody can see, oh, this is a bust, we need to come back. If they have to do that, then maybe that's what they have to do. Because if they don't, then what is the other option apart from doing that? Bowing down, It's crazy.
It's such a tough situation now. I think for many people that are bang on in the middle, us fans now, the players haven't got any involvement in this, but they might be banned from playing for their countries now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's peak.
And they have no say in it.
What have they done? They don't have a say. Tuchel doesn't have a say. Like, they're just in the middle of this. They're just going to have to conform. And all of us, I mean, all of us, we have an option that we can play here. We can boycott everything. We can not buy things. We can do all of that. We can, but it's going to have to be probably the biggest movement that football has ever seen. Ever seen. This isn't just one club. This is football. This is the world. So it's all moving fast. It's all moving really quickly. There needs to be drastic action fast. If not, football's dead.
People don't understand, right? Yeah. We've all made a lot of noise tonight. You'd have to stop watching games. You'd have to stop going to games when it opens back up. You'd have to not pay for that privilege to watch this European Super League. You'd have to do it all. Maybe not, but don't buy the kits.
Nothing.
You'd have to really go in. We've spoken about this type of thing before, but it very rarely gets done. There rarely is a big enough movement from the fans, because everybody know. The thing is with the owners, they know that they're playing with the fans' love of the game. So love sometimes goes further than common sense. So you know that you need to make a statement as a collective, but because you love your club, you're going to buy that kit. You're going to watch that game. You're going to pay for that season ticket. If you don't pack it up and say, yo, I don't care, I'm not doing it this season, and that means everyone, then the game's gone. the game is gone.
We have to understand as well that the timing of this, I don't think could have been worse. You know, the timing of this is mad because we've just gone through what we've gone through globally, the pandemic, people losing their minds, depressions, losing businesses, this, that, and the other. For many people, football has been the saving grace. And we've seen during the pandemic, that time where we had no football. You remember? Everyone pretty much lost their minds, but they knew that football would be coming back at some point. It was just a waiting game. It has. Now, the essence has been taken away. Yeah. You know, what football means to people has been taken away. This is probably what a lot of people just have left in terms of the positive in their lives at the moment. It's following their team and following their club in their game. It's gone.
This is similar to Tesco when they replace you with the self-checkout system. They're gonna clock that they don't need us.
Legit. This is the line that's just been crossed.
They're gonna find a way to not need us. They're going to find a way. Like everybody says, oh, we need fans back in grounds. We just had Henry Winter on earlier. He said, listen, I can't wait for fans to be back in grounds. I promise you, these football clubs will find a way to do self-service. They will find a way to not need us because that's the way that they're moving. That's the way that they're moving. They will find the reason for us to become extinct in our own sport.
Big time.
It's incredible.
Big time. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And as I've said, like people can't just bend over and let it happen now. There needs to be some form of action. Because if not, as we've just said, this isn't the beginning of the end. This is the end of the end. Do you know what I mean? The beginning of the end was probably when we started seeing loads of money being injected, Sky and BT and all them lot coming into play. Before it just used to be, ITV and all them lot. Then all of a sudden, there's just layers to this. Now it's come to the end of the end. This is the line that's been crossed. Yeah. And it doesn't look like there's a way back unless if people really, really, really put the sword to them and really back them up into a corner.
I'm just gonna bring Joel back in here, bro. How you doing?
Yeah.
Man? It's just.
Yeah, I'm listening to every single word you guys are saying, and it's just really, it's emotional. Like, even though I know that I'm saying it's business and it is what it is, I'm just thinking to myself, I know I keep saying this, Younes, but the world, what you said, Matisse, they're gonna find a way to not need you anymore. Where to watch these games, you might have to, the experience will go, and I don't think you're lying. I think it's very possible for something like that to happen. Yeah. They're real, man. They'll find a way. They'll find a way.
Here we go. Money talk.
What?
Have you?
That's their intro, yeah. That's their intro.
Joe, I didn't even know this was gonna play immediately. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. These are the memes that we're gonna get right for this nonsense. Look at this.
Say that again.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
You gotta send that to me by. WhatsApp anything, bro. I need that ASAP. ASAP.
That intro is mad.
I want to share that as if I made it. Like that. I need that ASAP.
There's been a bit of news. We spoke about Bayern Munich.
Just 1 second, because I've got a long queue now building up, so I'm gonna. I want Joel's final thoughts on all this, and then I'm going to sub in Miz substitution just to see what he makes of it as well, because I know Saeed and Big Steve are going to be coming in there soon. So, bro, just round up for us just how you're feeling right now. You seem good. These Arsenal fans, I can't lie to you. These Arsenal fans, man.
It's like you're telling me, bro, like, you can stay in your house, innit, yeah? Yeah, and but you know what I mean? Like, you ain't got to pay extra bills, but you got a nice house. Or you can go to a bigger house, you know what I mean? And again, you know what I mean? What do you want to do? Do you want to stay in your normal house or your bigger house? I'm thinking of social media coverage. I'm thinking cheeky, sporty European mix. You know the ones that are like, all right, guys, we're outside here we're at the San Siro, and it's a madness here. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm thinking. Man's lights all fell down.
Cheeky sport on tour.
Listen, you know me. I've already been doing the El Clasicos and that. Can you imagine? Oh, it's a madness. Oh, mate, I'm on it, bro. You know, I'm coming from. Can you imagine Arsenal getting fourth in the Super League? Wow, typical.
Can you imagine you outside the Bernabeu? Arsenal picked up a point at the Bernabeu tonight. Like,
listen, everyone celebrating, going mad. You know, I'm coming from. Bloody, it's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. So for me, you're right. I'm good, Matisse.
Raw. Is this how you're gonna do us? Yeah. Get out of here.
You know what it is, yeah? That's the comment that says Arsenal leading the Super League from behind.
I'm not happy. But you know what it is? It is what it is. The game's gone. Thanks so much for joining us, Joe. I really appreciate it, bro.
Cheers, Joe, man.
But yeah, man, it's been good. And like I said, Arsenal fans, they're ruining the game.
Can you imagine Cronky out Super?
I'm kicking this guy, man. I'm kicking him. In a bit, Joe. Appreciate it, bro. Oh my goodness. So Joel's happy with it. Do you know what I mean? Miz is in the backstage warming up. Do you know what I mean? Substitution. Miz, make sure you've done your stretches. Do you know what I mean? Because this is about to get mad. Do you know what I mean?
Know,
just before.
Really quickly, Bayern Munich have accepted. I just want to say.
What?
Yeah, I'm not exactly. That's what I wanted to say. They've accepted. They've said yes.
All right,
the one team
let me play this clip before I add Miz. Let me play this clip.
Everyone we come from the low divisions, my friend. Would you believe when we play in the under 18, 16, we fly in private jets? So we play in these stadiums all our careers. Don't play all the time in bigger stages. We came from Cheltenham. People cannot forget it. And it's a pleasure to play. We know it. So we know it. Just we were lucky to have success in our profession to get up divisions. But we were there many times. And we changed in the bars when we were boys and we play football with incredible joy. And we love this game. Incredible. We change in this changing room most of our careers, most of the times.
Said beautiful.
Boys.
People are out of
yes,
touch.
my friend.
Man, what is going on? Wow.
It's chaos, my friend.
Woke up this morning and I was like, can I have a nice, easy morning? Just get ready, month of Ramadan, get ready for the fasting day. And
bro, football.
There's a new league happening, guys.
Bro, football woke up and chose violence today. What the hell?
Football, mate, not just violence, bro. Football showed up and decided to burn the world down.
It's sad. It all culminates from money, right? I was just listening to you boys while I was driving, and when Matisse said that it all culminated from the UEFA Champions League situation, how the bigger teams wanted more money, and they weren't given that particular percentage of the pie, and now they go and do this. It's never been for us. We as fans need to know one thing, that none of this is for us. This Super League is not for us. So they could try and sell this as a product that, but it's for you guys. You want to see Chelsea and Real Madrid.
Which they're trying to say.
Yeah. You want to see Chelsea and Bayern Munich week in, week out. No, we don't. No, we really don't.
I really don't. Like, I've seen some people come into my mentions and say, we're gonna get to see Man City versus Chelsea, but I don't want to see it.
We don't want that.
This is like anything in life. If you have too much ice cream, you don't want any more of it. When you oversaturate the market, it becomes less valuable. People don't understand basic business. If you oversaturate the market, it becomes less valuable. Take anything in life. If you get too much of it, you get bored of it. Look at Mayweather with his money. There's a
law for it. It's the law of diminishing returns. The more you have of something, the less you appreciate it. It's the first slice of pizza is tasty. The second one, not that much. Third one, yeah. Then by the time you're on the fourth one, you're not really liking it anymore. Do you know what I mean? So it's like that.
You got to keep into context as well. That at the moment, we're seeing it how it is. But think about kids right now who don't really know what the real norm is, and when they grow up, this Super League will be the norm for them. And then what's next? We're going to bring robots to come and play football or something.
But can I say, this is Go on, go for it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, and you know what, guys? I was just thinking about it, that as much as we want to boycott everything, and I would be part of that, I would love to boycott all of that. But let me tell you something. This Super League only wants to start the whole situation, in my perspective, with a small percentage of people accepting it. So say, for example, I'm just thinking from my experience, when I used to live in UAE, in Abu Dhabi, ages ago, there's a lot of wealthy Arabs over there, do you know what I mean? And they would subscribe to this. They will pay the big bucks to subscribe for this. So the Super League don't want all of us. They just want maybe a portion of the fans to start with, and they're going to make it very, very premium bucks. Like say, for example, for me, it's about $50 a month to subscribe and watch Premier League right now. It may be $150 or maybe $200 a month to watch those level of football. But I may think, or you may think, Younes or Matisse, you may think that, no one's ever going to subscribe to that. $200 a month, get out of here. You know what I mean? Like, we can't afford that. But believe me, there are people that can afford that, and they only want them to start off with. Until people like yourself, Younes, Matisse, and myself just basically succumb to it and just go, you know what, I can't live without it. I need it. I'll sacrifice some other areas of my life. I won't have this, or I won't do this. I won't spend that much on holidays, and I'll just get this. So eventually they know they're going to get us all in. In the beginnings, it's going to be a bit of a tussle, but that's the sad reality, man. I just feel sad for the middle class and the sort of the people that struggle. They will never get to see football again. It'll be a dream. It'll be a dream for them. So forget about.
This has honestly made it more two-tier. This is going to make it really two-tier.
I'm going to go through what the actual
down.
league, just for people who don't know what the actual league, in terms of how it's structured, I'm going to go through that, because there's no point reading out the statements, because every single statement from every club, whether that's Real Madrid, Barcelona, Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham, it's carbon copy the same statement. They're all singing from the same tune. No one's allowed to release different statements here. Just to reiterate again, this is going to be run chairman by Perez, a chairman at Real Madrid. So a chairman of a football club is going to run the competition that football club competes in. I don't need to tell you. I know FIFA. I don't need to tell you how twisted that is, right? Everybody talks about FIFA and UEFA. There's corruption there. We're going to get into all the backstory of just how much bullcrap has happened over the years, whether it comes down to FIFA and the corruption that's gone on, when it comes down to TV rights in the Premier League in England. I know other countries, they get, a lot of the Premier League maybe on one channel, or they get it a lot easier, more accessible. We in the Premier League, when the pandemic was going on, we had to literally subscribe to multiple different TV networks because they split them up, so we would have to pay more. They literally tried to charge us £15 pay-per-view for one match, and I had to pay because I needed to watch the game to then create content on it. So when we talk about some people's livelihoods are based on this sport, so you can't even just boycott it like that. It's incredible. But to go through some super chats, I'm with Gary Neville. Relegate these teams and give the title to West Ham. Punish them harshly.
It doesn't matter though. They don't give a damn about that. You can relegate them. They don't really care. Do you know what I mean? Like,
if this happens, will you still be a supporter? I mean, Younes, what would be your reply to that?
I think you can never stop being a supporter if you truly love the club. I think at this point, though, it means by truly loving the club and by truly loving the principle, that we watch football for, it requires action needing to be taken. Do you know what I mean? So it's not a case of, I'm not going to watch this Super League, therefore I don't support the team. No. The love of the club goes beyond that, and the love of the club means that you're willing to do things in order to do what's best for the club and for everyone like us who follow it day in, day out for our entire lives. We don't have financial benefit from Chelsea joining a Super League, So, of course, I would, but this has changed the whole situation. The whole situation.
Younes,
go for it.
I was just going to add, here's the thing, though. I know, obviously, all of us are quite messed up in the head with all this news. I just saw Gabriel Marcotti tweet something, and Matisse, it's up to you if you want to bring that tweet up. It was quite interesting, and he was saying that the proposal from the Super League people, basically the chairman, Perez, is that they don't want to break out. They still want to remain in the domestic leagues, but they want to have a separate league of these elitists on their own as well. I just want to throw this question out to you guys. Is that even possible? Like how jam-packed the schedules are already, and players getting injured left, right, and center. Then you want to throw in a Super League. I mean, is that even possible to do that?
You don't think they know that? Do you know what I mean? Like that's bang on the money. It's impossible for players to be able to do that unless if they've got a 50-man squad. They need 50-man squad.
So I reckon, Younes, it would have to be a 50-man squad, and you may even need 2 managers because one manager cannot manage 50 people. So you could have like a Jose and Ancelotti managing the same club.
How many players are in a squad in the NFL team? Because that's what it's turning into at this point.
I don't know. Don't follow NFL, but it's probably a lot.
This isn't surprising. It's a US-led thing. There's loads of Americans that are
there. You go.
Thing. Yeah. It's a global game, bro. International fans won't give a damn about English football. It will be
that's the thing, Matisse. That's what I'm worried about. That international fans will not like. Yeah, I'm an international fan as well, but I understand the value of the Premier League and whatnot, but a lot won't understand this and they'll just follow. They'll go, who cares? Super League, let's do it. I don't want to see Leeds and Chelsea. I don't want to see Chelsea versus West Brom. Like, I want to see the, Chelsea Juventus week in, week out. Do you know what I mean? So that's the issue.
What makes, like, even though we're Chelsea fans, but what makes Chelsea different to a Leeds? Or what makes Chelsea different to a West Ham or to a Burnley or an Aston Villa? Football club. One has more money than the other, but they're both the same. Why does one have to be favorited more than the other when 11 men versus 11, we've lost to those teams in the past? Do you know what I mean? Now they're denied the right to try and compete at the highest level because we have money and because all the others have money. It's disgusting. The whole thing's disgusting.
You know what, Younes and Matisse as well? In all honesty, this was always, as soon as, I don't know about you guys, like in the Australian A-League, our local league, there's a cap. You cannot just bolster your team with Cristiano Ronaldo's and Messi's. There's a cap that you can spend on, right? There's a budget that you cannot cross. So the competition's far more even. You don't see one team dominating year in, year after. So Premier League allowed for, money to swarm into this particular league. They allowed for more sort of international players and everyone to come in, and they allowed for sponsorship and everything. This was always coming because the next phase is what we are seeing now, where it's the elitists. Do you know what I mean? Like the top 6 breaking away. So in all honesty, there should have been a lot of reform from a long time ago. These conversations about the Super League, boys, this didn't happen yesterday. Exactly. These were conversations like for 5-6 years ago. Do you know what I mean? We all knew about this. Why wasn't all of the hoo-ha back then that no, Premier League got to do something and make sure that they put an end to it, that all of these conversations don't happen? You've allowed for this to happen.
The point a lot of people want to make is that the first point is if Chelsea weren't where they are now, we wouldn't be in this competition. So if they did this back in 1996 or whatever, we wouldn't be involved. So that's where I want a lot of Chelsea fans, and I'm pretty sure it's pretty unanimous in this chat that no one wants this to happen anyway. But it's not fair. Let's just make that very clear, because if we were in a different stage in our history, we wouldn't be in this competition. We have not always been at the pinnacle of European football. So we're only in it now because of the timing. And the second point is that the Premier League have allowed this to happen. TV companies have allowed this to happen. Football clubs raising their ticket prices have allowed this to happen. The more you bring money into the game is the more you allow for money to take over the game. And people with self-interest who own football clubs at the top of our English pyramid scheme, the Liverpools, the Man Uniteds, people that, are more interested, the Cronkies, in business than the actual club themselves. You allow these people into the club, and this is what happens. You get dethroned, you get overturned. So I've spoken about it already. Henry's been trying to do this at Liverpool for years. Cronky's been trying to do this for years. They've been negotiating behind the scenes for years. It's only now because Perez has been like, all right, let's get it done. Do you know what I mean? Now let's just get it done. Perez is a very powerful man in football. These guys are very powerful. There's been talk of corruption and whatnot in UEFA and FIFA before. These guys are very, very powerful in football. We've seen it before. We've seen match fixing before in the Italian football. We've seen so much go on. Why we can't be surprised? We can't be surprised. We're outraged, but we can't really be surprised. Do you know what I mean?
No, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
And don't get it twisted. You know, people are probably going to think, UEFA, FIFA are trying to save the integrity of football and all that. No. If they really wanted to, for example, UEFA, they would have punished Man City and PSG when they broke FFP, but they didn't. They gave them a little slap on the wrist and pretended nothing happened. If they really cared about the integrity of the game, they're bothered because the big teams are about to leave, you know, and that's going to be detrimental to them. So we've got you make a good point. You know, this is a problem that's been brewing, and it's been step by step, and now it's blown. Now it's exploded. Now it's really crossed the line. But this whole thing about, you know, elitists or, you know, money really becoming the main factor, UEFA have allowed it, FIFA have allowed it. They've been in corruption scandals. They've been the ones to blame for years now because of all of this. If it wasn't for them, they are the catalysts. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be in this situation right now. You know, they've literally opened the door for all of this to sort of happen, and now they're pretending that, you know, we've really got to save ourselves here. It's the whole thing is just it's
and you know what the crazy part is, boys? Like, let's say for argument's sake, you know, because both of you boys are in London, right? Let's just say one of the games, you know, Chelsea versus Real Madrid take place in London, and everyone boycotts it, right? Everyone boycotts it, and it's an empty stadium, and they don't generate any revenue from stadium collection. You know what's going to happen? They're going to go to Miami, right? They're going to go to Miami. They're going to play Chelsea versus Barcelona there in a capacity of 180,000 capacity stadium, and they're going to raise the revenue in literally just a matter of seconds. So it doesn't really bother them if you guys boycott Stamford Bridge. They're just going to play all over the world, put on premium money for these tickets, and people are going to come and watch the superstars play. Because honestly, if you ask me, Younes, if this was going to be played in Sydney Football Stadium with a capacity of, let's say, you know, or let's say Sydney Olympic Stadium with a capacity of 150,000, I'm going to watch Chelsea. I'm going to go and watch Chelsea play there. It might be Chelsea versus Barcelona in the Super League. I might go and watch that. But that's the crazy part. Like, they know that it's that London or UK in itself, even though it's their, you know, Premier League is their brand.
Where it started.
Yeah,
it's not where it has to finish.
Yeah,
they know that you guys can't stop this. All over the world, people are still going to watch it. So that's the crazy part, man. They know what they're doing, and they know they're going to succeed. We can sit here all day long and argue and moan about it. They're going to make the money.
I'm going to blaze through some of these super chats. Don KJB says FIFA plus UEFA must have players have a loyalty pledge to eligible for the Euro 2021. Premier League should void players' contracts. I don't even know what is even possible anymore. Just blaze through these. You were saying that the fans should boycott the Super League. If that happens, will you stop posting Chelsea videos, bro? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I'm going to do.
That's the thing. We don't even know what to do now.
I don't even know what I'm going to do. I really don't.
Yeah.
I have absolutely no idea. I know what needs to be done if this is not going to happen. We have to boycott everything. That includes content, because we can't make content if we didn't watch it. But is that all going to happen? That's the thing why they're so powerful, because they know not all of this can happen. They know that.
Yeah, that's the thing. They know it, Matisse. They know it, Matisse.
That can't all happen. They know that. So hence why they're going forward with such radical changes. And by the way, doing it so quickly. You think, we're going to ease it into 2025 or whatever. No, they're doing it now.
August. It's nearly May. June, July, August. Bruv, competition begins.
OS is saying, what does this mean for the top 4 race? No point. Bro,
exactly. What is the point
of Chelsea's game against Brighton on Tuesday? Please tell me somebody.
That's out the window.
What is the point?
That's out the window.
What's the point?
We might as well not play.
I wonder how the players feel, man. I really wonder how the players feel, because they're putting their body on the line every game, week in, week out, to ensure we're in the semi-finals of the Champions League, ensure we're in the finals of FA Cup, ensure that we reach top 4. Players like Pulisic is breaking his back. Thiago Silva coming up with a back injury against whoever we played recently. Can't really remember anymore. My head's all clouded. And then, you ask them to do that against Brighton. I'm pretty sure some of these players are going to be like, well, why am I doing this? I mean, we're going to break away from this league anyway. Like, what doesn't matter anymore?
I'll tell you what, if the players feel passionately enough about this, they can make change here.
They can make
because
change.
if the players,
yes.
if the players go on strike, which is what many
There's no
unions do. Remember, the players are employees. Sometimes at work, you have a union, the Players Association.
I was just going to say, Players
If you don't like
Association.
something, you go on strike. If the players, that is for me one of the few ways that this can stop. If the players were to go on strike for the upcoming games and say we're not playing any games.
But Matisse, you need unity. You need all the players to do that.
Has to be
Even if one player steps out and says, "I don't want to do this. I want to stay in the Super League," then it becomes very difficult. You need 100% unity.
As long as the game can't go ahead, then you've won. So even if one guy just said, "Cool, go and play football on your own," then go and play football on your own. The stadium's there. There's no fans. TV's rolling. The cameras are rolling. 1 out of 22. Go play. I don't know how you're going to do that.
But you know what the crazy thing is, Matisse?
Unless they're going to change the rule book, you need 22 players on the pitch. So as long as you don't have that, you can't play the game. So what they need to do as a players' union now is they need to go on strike. That's the only way you can stop this from going on ahead. If the players say we're not playing these Super League games, so cool, what are you going to do then? You can't force them to play, or can you?
And then Perez sends them a nice check to say, "This is what you're gonna get
again
if you come to the Super League."
This is the thing. If they get offered that much money, it might turn a few heads. But with UEFA and now FIFA have disapproved the whole thing. Just to deep it, and I'm going to get to that in a sec. But if players are in the middle now, and they play for a club that's involved in this, but for example, here in this country, UEFA have made it clear. But if they can't play for their national teams because they're banned from playing for their national teams now, are they going to sacrifice that? Are they really going to sacrifice international duty?
Players would have to...
But money, Younes, money will change anyone. Money will turn you into an animal.
This is a game of chicken, right? Players will lose the money. TV companies will lose the money. UEFA will lose... Everybody's losing money here. If the players don't play the game, the players might not get paid. They might get deducted their money. They might not get paid their salary. The TV cameras are rolling. You're still losing money. You're losing viewers. So it's a game of who can afford to lose the most money here. That's basically what this is going to have to become.
It's exactly that.
Everybody's going to have to say, I'm willing not to get paid for a month. I'm going to go on strike for a month, and I'm not going to get paid for a month. And after that month, let's see if we've made any change. No games running across Europe in top 5 leagues. No games running. Nobody's getting paid. Everything comes to a standstill. And you have to just wait it out. That's the only way you can beat something like that is to just wait it out. Mansour says Everton, my new team, blue is the color. I'm not even I don't even know what to say. Manza says Super League games will be played midweek and all clubs will remain in their domestic leagues.
Well, that's what they want.
Live, so replacing the Champions League.
That's what they want.
That's what they want.
UEFA and FIFA and all them lot have just said no.
What you guys need to understand is the league, Premier League, do not want this to go forward. The Premier League have joined up with their FIFA and with UEFA and with all the other governing bodies, and they've said we don't want this. So in turn, they said in their statement today, if you are going to play in the European Super League, then you are not playing in the Premier League. You have to pick one or the other. So Chelsea cannot play in the European Super League next season and still play Premier League football. No. And it goes for all the top 6 clubs. That's what the big debate is all about. So you have to pick and choose which one. You're not getting to get money from both. The Premier League are looking at it like this. You're going to ruin the integrity of our competition by creating a European Super League that nobody can leave or exit. Therefore, you are ruining the integrity and the competition in the Premier League because teams like Everton, West Ham, Leicester, who are fighting for Champions League spots, no matter where they finish in the Premier League, and that all comes down to money awarded at the end of the season, all that kind of stuff, you can't level up. That's what the European League says. So the Premier League, in response, have said, if you are not going to allow us to hold our traditional top 4, if you get into the top 4, you qualify for the Champions League. If you're not going to allow us to hold our traditional competition with all of our set rules that have been there for decades, centuries, then we are not going to allow you to play. The Premier League are not going to allow top teams to play in their league while they go off and cheat on them.
So you know what, Matisse? It only takes someone from the Premier League hierarchies, an official, to start agreeing matters with the Super League. And before you know it, all the stuff that the Premier League saying now that, these guys won't be part of the league, we won't do this, we want to hold the tradition. The tune of that noise will change so quickly, as soon as one of them gets bought out with money. This is what it's all about. Right now, Premier League's going around saying that, they're not going to be part of it. But as soon as Super League comes in with the money, is watch how the negotiations happen. And before you know it, everyone's living together. It's all happy days. Everything is coexisting. Because I can't see how Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United, Man City, Tottenham, Arsenal are not part of the Premier League. Like that would be massive, massive implications for the Premier League. Like it would ruin the league. There's no point of having the league.
Right, we're going to strip all of you off your titles. We're stripping you. They can do that if they want to. Imagine it gets to that. It's incredible, you know. It really is. FIFA have disapproved it. I think the chairman of the European, what was it? The European Clubs Association, was it? Was the Juventus chairman. He's obviously going to be part of the Super League chairman team as vice chairman. So he's going to have to step down from the European Clubs Association, the ECA, I think it is. Incredible. I'm lost for words, honestly.
Let's deep it for a sec. Yeah, there've been a handful of people, right? A handful of businessmen who own football clubs that have managed to go above FIFA, UEFA, the Premier League, the FA, each FA that's involved, the governments. I mean, flipping out, even the Minister of Sport in this country has gone against it and tried to say that all of these teams need to be sticking to the FA and to the Premier League, and we will support the FA. They've managed to do all of that, get funding from one of the leading banks in the world, JP Morgan, who are worth like 426 billion or something like that. They've injected 4.6 billion and ready to invest into this Super League. They've managed to just completely go above everyone and everyone. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane.
And Younes, JP Morgan would be one of the first ones of many that would join in soon. Many other banks all across the world will jump in. They'll be like, you know what? This seems like a fantastic.
This is a monumental shift in our history.
So just to confirm, the way that the league will be constructed will be two groups, 10 teams in each group. The top four. Hold on, let me just make sure I get this right. There's also more things to add to. I'm going to add to this there's extra statements coming through. I'm perplexed here, absolutely perplexed. So obviously all clubs have released their own statement. So yeah, midweek fixtures will be coming through. Then you have the weekend fixtures for the final. It will start in August in two groups of 10 playing home and away fixtures with top 3 teams in each group automatically qualifying for the quarterfinals. Teams finishing 4th and 5th will then compete in 2-legged playoffs for the remaining quarterfinal positions. A 2-legged knockout format will be used to reach the final at the end of May, which will be staged in a single fixture at a neutral venue. Let me just make this very clear as well. Like I said, like I said at the start of this show, right? Perez owning this or being the leader of this is very, very tapped in the head. It's very fucked up because it's dangerous because he is now going to be in charge of potentially the most powerful footballing club competition in the world. There's a reason why you have governing bodies, as corrupt as they are, UEFA, FIFA, running the World Cup, running the Champions League, even though they have even probably been slipped money. At least they are not actually the club themselves. Perez actually will be running this competition as chairman with the Glazers, Henry, and Kroenke, and a few others as well as vice chairman. Let me just go through this quote that's come out right from the Real Madrid Zone because they're a page that I've been following quite closely tonight. Real Madrid have received more money than any other club who accepted to join. Fernando Perez was head of it all. The new Santiago Bernabeu was built for this. It will be the capital of the Super League.
Oh, of course Real it was. Real
Madrid have received more money. So it's not even to begin with. He's already made it abundantly clear that, we're going to be the main team here.
Galacticos was not a name that happened.
The reason why this is okay for the rest of the other clubs is because they're looking at their bank account and they're saying, well, Real Madrid might be getting more, but I'm still getting more than UEFA gave me last time. UEFA last year, they didn't want to give me a lot, I'm still getting more money from the Super League. I think they got 420 million just for signing up. So they're looking at it, it's corrupt. Yeah, it's not balanced. And Real Madrid are going to get the most money here. But Chelsea, Man City, Arsenal, whoever's in it, are still going to get more money from this competition than they got from UEFA Champions League. So they're still, so Kroenke, so Henry, so the Glazers. So all of these guys are just sitting there thinking, well, yeah.
This is good.
Get more money.
This is a sound business.
I don't give a shit. Do you know what I mean? We're getting more money.
But it was never about us, man. It was never ever about us, honestly.
So they refuse. I don't get how Bayern Munich has so quickly just changed their tune. Shit.
We see how quickly. Yeah, 51% owned by the fans.
They've already released.
I'll tell you how that happens, though. I was just thinking about that, and Younes and Matisse, this is. I was thinking about how Bayern Munich might have done this. You know how people have been saying they've been owned by 51% by the fans. It's very easy to buy out fans as well. So you can buy shares out. So the other 49%, whoever the shareholder or the owner is, could just put up an offer for the remaining 51% and say, hey, for each share that you have, I'm willing to give you whatever amount you want. I just want to buy you out. Literally. So if you value your shares, one share that, you know what, okay, £1,000 per share. Oh, there you go. No problems. I'll buy you all out. So even though it's 51% by the people, it's never by the people, man. You can buy people out. So
yeah,
that's pretty much what Bayern Munich is going to do.
Cronky says, thank you for bringing us this victory to Perez. That will change football for good. UEFA's statement says every club and player participating in the Super League could be banned from all UEFA and FIFA competitions, European or international level. So every single player involved in these top clubs may not be featuring at the 2022 World Cup, which is the next tournament, because this will start in August 2021, so you'll still get the Euros. FIFA World Cup 2022 may have no players from Real Madrid, from Barcelona, from Arsenal, from Manchester United, from Chelsea, and the list is endless. So the World Cup in 2022 will look very, very different if this goes ahead, because FIFA and UEFA are big governing bodies. I know a lot of money talks, but I don't think they can flip the switch on this one so quickly. If they flip the switch, we're all finished. Do you know what I mean? We've seen Bayern Munich already flip the switch in the matter of half an hour. If UEFA and FIFA decide, shit, if you can't beat them, join them, this is done. This is a wrap.
Well, I reckon, guys, honestly, these people would not have gone into this deal without having made sure that there was all these things done prior. So they wouldn't have gone into this thinking that they're not going to ever play for their national team again, or they're never going to play in the World Cup. They would have got 100% confirmation that, yes, all of this initial hoo-ha is going to happen, but you better sort it out that I'm there in the World Cup. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, say, Messi or Ronaldo or whoever else. They'll make sure that I need to be in the World Cup because I want to play in the World Cup. So I don't think they would have agreed to this if they're never going to feature.
But what are they going to do if I get what you're saying, but what are they going to do if Chelsea, if FIFA and UEFA say no, you're not playing in our competition? What could they further do to bring them back on side for this?
Bro, they'll just find someone who's gonna take the money. It's corruption. They'll buy someone out to make this happen. That's it. They'll just go up to someone and say, enough with the chit chat. How much do you want? Just tell me how much you want and get this done. Because ultimately it's all money. Like, don't tell me that, this is the tradition. I will never let this happen. This is the history of... No, just shut your mouth. Tell me what you want. And I will make sure that it's transferred to your account right away. Just sign those papers. It's like that, man. It's like a movie, man. It's like one of those...
mafia. It's a mafia.
It's a mafia.
It's a mafia. There's just been a little bit of an update here saying the teams can be kicked out of the Champions League and the Europa League with immediate effect. Also says clubs in the Super League will reportedly receive 3.5 billion euros for their infrastructure investment plans. And I've just seen
like stadiums and stuff.
There's a lot more going on here than we know, isn't it?
Someone just said
it's not every day. Sorry, just to make it even more of a lighter. There's not every day that CFC Ralph on Twitter can ratio Chelsea Football Club.
That's a first.
Chelsea have got more comments on that statement than likes. It's absolutely the comment section on this is just. I've only just seen it now, right? The comment section on this is absolutely. There is not. I can't see a single fan here that's interested in this.
No, not one.
No one would be interested, man.
And this is the thing: if they still pull this through with the amount of backlash, it's literally 99.9% of people against it. Yet they're still pursuing it. It's crazy if they pull this off with this many people against it. it's the end of the world at that point, bro. Like legit, it's done.
It's incredible. The comment section is just wow. That really is. I mean, there's a statement saying created by the poor, stolen by the rich. That statement really does ring true at this point. Incredible. I'm so shocked to see just how quickly it's gone forward, really. Because a lot of people felt, okay, well, this will be done in like 5 years and it will have to go through a process. They're trying to start that at the end of the summer, literally. I'm very perplexed as to how this is gonna work. This is unbelievable. And what does that mean for the rest of the Premier League season? Like I said, pointless. Champions League, are we gonna get kicked out of that? Is that Real Madrid game gonna go ahead? Because we're playing Real Madrid, by the way, the founders of this competition. If UEFA wanted to make an example out of anybody, they're going to kick out Real Madrid. Surely.
Well, I've just seen 2 more bits here. This is crazy. This is coming in like nuts. One in relation to that point, saying PSG could be crowned Champions League champions, basically Champions League winners. If it comes to it, 3 teams involved could be kicked out. Exactly. So they could be crowned UCL winners tomorrow.
Just by default.
By default. Another thing is that Liverpool, I've seen, and I think all the other clubs are going to follow, have quit the European Club Association. So they're no longer a part of FIFA or UEFA.
Man, they're moving so quick.
Bro,
they are moving quick.
Wow. Oh man, this is. I feel like this is the end. This is the end of football as we know it, bruv. This is it.
Did Sky confirm Bayern Munich are joining? Where did we get the news that Bayern Munich were joining this? Because everybody just kind of said it, and I mean,
it wasn't just Bayern Munich. I saw Leipzig's joining.
Leipzig are to follow. Yeah, Leipzig are to follow.
What about Dortmund?
And apparently Porto, I think, might be like the last ones or something. I don't know.
How many teams?
But I wouldn't be surprised. Like PSG would probably join in soon because they would have the money. PSG would join in. Unbelievable, man.
Oh,
money talks. They will get away.
Oh my God, Mike Keegan. Mike Keegan, who is Daily Mail, has just said that. He's told at the moment it's unlikely that the founders still involved in this season's Champions League will get booted out just yet. So we'll see.
Just yet.
We'll see.
Don't be surprised, though.
There might not be a semi-final at this rate.
Don't be surprised because, like I said, UEFA and FIFA need to apply pressure now because every single club have put out statements and they've said we're joining this. So the only reaction now to potentially stop it or delay it, what they'll try and do is probably get a delay. But the only way to do that is to start booting people out of competition, start deducting points in the Premier League. Like they have to use every single tool in their arsenal. So they can't afford to be tiptoeing around this issue because when clubs are releasing statements and people are leaving the ECA and all these things, you have to make a very quick response.
Honestly, I wish the Premier League moved as quick as this particular project. I wish they just came out right now that, you know what, straight away.
Don't be surprised if they deduct points to everybody.
I really want them. Tomorrow morning, I want to see the headline saying 30 points deducted from City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham, Liverpool.
Absolutely.
And also Champions League to come out and say PSG are the winners now. It's finished.
Yeah, legit. We deserve that. We deserve that. All of us deserve. Well, not us. I mean, our clubs. All of our clubs deserve that right now. Absolutely. And that's crazy. We were talking about 2012 and all that. Mate, in the bin.
20 teams competing and 15 of them are founding clubs. Is that how it works?
15 of them are founding. 5 of them have to qualify or some madness.
And there's obviously no ins and outs. So this is the key here that PSG didn't like. If there were ins and outs, look, I still wouldn't like it, but potentially you might be able to get something out of it. I don't know. Maybe negotiation-wise, you would have been able to do something with it. The fact that no teams can enter it and no teams can come out of it really does.
Here's the other thing, boys. Here's the other thing. All the money that's going to be earned by these clubs, previously there was a responsibility that the revenues get shared, it gets trickled down to lower divisions, and that's how you still have, you know, your conferences and your championships and your all these other stuff, right? So if these clubs now just earn all the money for themselves, what happens to the greater sort of leagues all across the world, not just in UK. I'm talking about all over Europe. Like, what happens to them? Like, what happens to your Norwiches and your Millwalls and your whoever else is in the championship? What happens to them? They can't generate that kind of money if they don't get the help season in, season out.
They're left to die.
They're left to die.
So everyone around the world will have to follow these top 6 clubs. Everyone has to fit into these top 6.
And this is where it's heading.
Wow.
It's like the rest, and this is my point. It's not fair on the other 98% of football that are just going to be left to rot, especially with what the world's gone through at the moment. Financially, loads are struggling. Football clubs are struggling. This is the final nail in the coffin for many clubs. Many clubs. That's it. League One, League Two were getting a little bit of focus. That's out the window now.
They'll be finished. They'll get no money. There'll be no trickle down effect, right? So, I'm pretty sure Premier League will lose a lot of big sponsors as well. They'll just shift to the Super League. The money will just disappear so quick.
Oh my God! Have you?
Manchester United haven't posted anything yet. They haven't announced yet.
Apparently,
I'm literally physically reading Chelsea fans saying that they want us to lose the FA Cup final, and people tweeting Roman Abramovich's pictures saying, "You live long enough to become the villain" or something. It's incredible.
Apparently, all Champions League and Europa League games have been cancelled temporarily.
Oh,
sorry.
Really? Is this from the official website?
This has come from what? Everyone's quoting BBC here.
Yeah, they're reliable.
So all Champions League and Europa League games have been cancelled temporarily. I don't know. I don't know if that's legit just yet, though. I need to double check this. This is
Younes, you can share the screen. There's a button where you can share screens. If you want to just put that up.
Oh, okay. Let me try and get this up. Hang on.
We've gone from dreaming about winning the Champions League to potentially not even being in it anymore. In the space of 24 hours. That is nuts.
I mean, I can't believe
someone should tag me there. The Champions League and the Europa League have been cancelled temporarily, according to BBC Sport.
Oh my
God!
To
now.
Wow.
See, I told you some shit will go down today.
This is
all out war. It's war.
Oh,
it's a war.
This is going to become a war of the chairmans and the footballing. Hold on, let me see if my dad's awake. This is ridiculous.
It's unbelievable.
Wow, man.
What's going on? Hold on, quickly. I don't usually do this, but I don't feel.
Do you see the damage that they're willing to go through, and the damage that they're willing to inflict?
I don't think
all for themselves.
I can't believe all the stuff that you were saying, Younes, that us fans were looking forward to the semi-finals 2012.
Gone.
I'm seriously like close to tears, man, because I was looking forward to all of this stuff.
Yeah,
I really was.
Yeah,
there was so much excitement to look forward to.
Oh my!
And none of that they've taken into consideration. It just proves that they really just don't care. They really do not care.
A few days ago, talking about how mad the watch-alongs are going to be for the final if we reach it. Yeah. We're all going to get together, get all the fans together, and they've literally just stripped all of that away.
Yeah.
So what's happened, right, is the European Super League is going ahead next season, August 2021, right? So basically Perez, the Real Madrid owner, is going to be the chairman of it. So Real Madrid have been paid the most. Chelsea, all the big 6 Premier League clubs have gone into it. The top Italian teams have gone into it. The top Spanish teams have gone into it. Bayern Munich just accepted the proposal now. So now UEFA have suspended all Champions League and Europa League games this season. And they said, and FIFA have threatened to say that if clubs, any players that play for the clubs in it will not go to the World Cup. They won't play international football.
Yeah.
They won't play any Champions League next season. Obviously, they're going to get kicked out of UEFA competitions. And the Premier League said that potentially well, they didn't say potentially. They said that you're not playing Premier League and European Super League at the same time. They're trying to cancel all the big 6 clubs playing that as well.
Wow. So they're playing hardball, both of them.
That is nuts. So we potentially have no game with Real Madrid. We don't have a game with Real Madrid.
We don't now, no.
It's been suspended. The only game we have.
I can't believe
the Premier League,
this,
the Premier League
man.
going forward is pointless because we don't need Champions League spots because we're in a league that you can't be relegated from. Because they're not having teams get promoted or relegated from it. So you don't need to qualify for the Champions League anymore.
But there is a major backlash from fans about this as well. I don't think...
Clubs have released statements already, though.
Clubs can release statements, but no one wants this at the end of the day. And they're because players don't want to take part of it because it impacts their international future and everything else. There's too much going on for this to be green light so quickly. I think someone will back down. I think they'll back down somehow.
Someone's got to do something because that is ridiculous.
This can't go on.
And you guys can't even protest, right? There's still lockdown rules. You can't like just storm down the street and just protest. They'll just put you in jail.
It's been lifted a bit, so like there's people probably right now. There's people probably right now in Soho having pints and whatnot. So going to the bridge and protesting, probably
that's not going to be a problem.
Probably not a problem. And even so, at this point,
even Boris Johnson came out and condemned it. That is ridiculous.
Boris will probably join the protest.
If there isn't a want for it, if the fans don't want it,
the fans haven't wanted things before and it's still gone ahead though.
Yeah, that's the sad thing.
Because they're greedy about money, but end of the day, if the fans don't want it and the players will have issues or obstacles or hurdles to overcome to be a part of it, that they're going to impact them as well. I don't know. I just can't see how this is going to happen the way they want it to happen. That's this quickly, like as in next season. That's so sudden, and legally as well. There'll be lots of issues there. Lawsuits left, right, and centre.
Yeah,
it's just.
UEFA said that they were going to 60 billion or something like that. They were going to
60 billion, to take all teams involved. Yeah.
This could be a lot of posturing from these clubs to get a lot more money out of.
Yeah, they want to be paid more from the new Champions League structure. This is what we was going back to: is UEFA put on the table a new European, a new Champions League format, and the big clubs didn't like it, so now they're combating it, I guess. But they've been planning this for years. To be fair, they've been planning it for quite a while.
They've been talking about it for a very long time because
But what I don't understand is this is not based on anything. How are Tottenham involved? They haven't won in ages. Ever.
I think it's based on. I think it's based on maybe the revenues that I think Tottenham's one of the top earners in the Premier League, right? One of the top boys.
Well, they've got a new stadium. They probably knew this was in the making, wasn't they? Flipping out.
Exactly. And do you now realize why Arsenal weren't investing on new players, Younes?
It's all beginning to click, isn't it?
Yeah, because they knew, I'm not going to invest on this league for. Do you know what I mean?
Tottenham invested in that new stadium starting to make some sense now, isn't it? With their new pitch and their NFL set up for the NFL and everything.
They had to do that anyway because they were losing, go so far behind everyone else. They had to make major factors. They had to attract people to the club. They had to do something because they were just going backwards. You know what I mean, so that had to happen anyway with Spurs.
They needed money,
but at the end of the day, this is a step above everything. I don't know. I can't see this. No one wants it.
People are doing conspiracy theories as to why now this is why Chelsea have the loan army.
I mean, for a club like Liverpool, and I'm sure others have probably followed, for them to leave, the European Club Association, along with all those sort of things, bruv, they're no longer a part of UEFA or FIFA. That's it. They've left. They now need to get approval to come back in if this all falls apart, which gives me.
Are those the only two clubs that have actually officially left?
I don't know. I'm assuming if one or two have gone, then the rest are going, because But for them to make such a bold move, the fact that they've made such a bold move gives me the idea that they have a sense of security, that this is all going ahead and this is all happening no matter what.
This is what I'm saying.
That scares me.
I'm not even looking forward to that Brighton game anymore. I
don't. It's dead. It's dead in the water. That Brighton game
doesn't even matter.
I don't care about the Brighton game anymore.
Yeah, like it doesn't even matter. But this is what I was saying, Younes. These players, part of the team that's in this top six, and the clubs itself, the managers. I've seen some press conferences of Pep before, maybe a season or 2 seasons, and there were sort of inklings where they were talking about that. And Pep always seemed like he was so calm, like they knew this was coming. They all knew this was coming, and they'd already made sure that everything in place because I don't want to jeopardize X, Y, Z. And it would have been all agreed.
I'm glad you guys are lifting our spirits, because someone here said Mark Noble was going to be on the cover of FIFA 2022. There's some good memes coming out of this, but this is not even funny, fam. Like, I went into the comment section. I see Lewis with the Christensen pick. I see Lewis. He was like, I bet you wasn't expecting to see Christensen down here in the comments with like a picture of Christensen behind bars. And I was like, I am going to fly to London and strangle his brother. I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood for any jokes. I'm so angry. I can't believe
I can't believe this has gone.
I can't believe I just celebrated us beating Porto, us beating Man City, and we're probably not even going to be playing these games.
I want to say
it's sad, bro.
This is a spit in the face. You know, when you look historically, when you go back and you look at the Man United team, I saw Goldberg mention it earlier on. The United team that crashed, you know, and lost their lives because they were on the way back from a Champions League game or European Cup at the time. All the teams that have long heritages. You look at what Chelsea went through to finally get that Champions League in 2012. You look at the teams that have won the Premier League, and times where it looked like they just wasn't going to happen, and they did. It's a spit in the face to all of that. It's basically looking at everything that's happened, the whole history, and just gone, throw it in the bin.
JC, I guess that answers your super chat, JC. I'm sorry to anyone if I've missed your super chat. I'm really trying to keep up with it. I've got like 7 tabs open, so I'm trying to bring you the news as it comes and keep up the super chats. I obviously really appreciate it. I'm just devastated at this point. Can't believe what's going on. Steve York says here, Blades fan, it's comforting to know there's 6 other clubs that are way more embarrassing us this year. Facts.
Yeah.
This is the first time, where I've actually wanted my club to be deducted points. Like if they were to relegate all the top 6 clubs in the Premier League, I wouldn't even mind. It would be deserved. It would actually be deserved if they were to relegate 6 of us, put us in the Championship next season, and promote 6 clubs from the Championship. It would be deserved.
I fully agree. Yeah.
Promote the top 6 in the Championship. Promote the top 6 that get to the playoffs. Promote all of them. Have your crowned winner. Forget the playoffs. Forget who finishes second. Promote all of those teams and relegate the big 6. Just relegate them. Relegate them.
I can't believe this has happened.
Kids in the future will call Ronaldo and Messi frauds because they did it in the Farmers League and not the Super League. I can't be asked. John Joe Shelby on the FIFA cover of 22, because you know FIFA they ain't putting none of these brothers on the cover for them. You better, if Dortmund haven't signed up, that Jude Bellingham picture's
Jude Bellingham.
That Jude Bellingham picture's starting to look real good. Someone asked earlier as well. It wasn't a super chat, but it was a good question. They said, "I hope the players haven't been sprung up like this." Like we have in terms of the news.
Yeah.
I have no
idea, man. I'm sure they knew.
Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't know. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, think about it. At work, are you told what the directors and the chairmen are going to do with the company? Probably not.
You're not. No, it's true. You're not.
But this big though, Matisse, this is monumental.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think these football clubs, the way that they operate from top to bottom, you don't get to speak to the person at the top. Like, they're probably like, what, telling them now and telling them what a week ago. What's the difference?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't make no difference.
Well,
yeah, here it is as well, by the way. Obviously, the Champions League, Europa League's been stopped. Premier League might kick all 6 teams out, apparently, and promote 6 new teams. Possibility.
What, like immediately or?
Don't know. I don't know.
Get it done.
Because what's the point of having these 6 teams now? Like, I don't understand.
Get it done.
Probably not. I don't know. At this point,
it wouldn't
everything's in the bin.
You'd play the rest of the fixtures, but you'd be put down to the bottom of the league. Just big R, relegated in red at the bottom of the league, 6 teams. You can play the rest of your fixtures if you wish. Relegated.
So they'll just play the juniors. They'll just play their kids.
Well, listen. If you're relegated, there'll be no point in us playing our games. You can't get points. So you're relegated. 6 teams are relegated. You can play the rest of your fixtures for the integrity of the league finishing to find out who the Premier League champion will be. Will it be Leicester? Will it be West Ham? Will it be Everton? Will it be? Yeah. So you have to play the rest of the fixtures.
Arsenal can't win it.
Yeah. Arsenal relegated you. You play the rest of the fixtures. So the integrity of the league still stands. You can play whatever players you want because at the end of the day, you're going down anyway. You have to finish the championship season to see who finishes in the top 6. And then you relegate the top. You relegate the big 6 and you put them in the championship next season. If that happens, I will be covering the championship on this channel like never before.
Facts.
I think I might have to as well. I might have to take up a new team.
I might have to follow Millwall or something like that from now on.
But who's another London team in the championship?
Oh, you know what? No, you know, I've got Crystal Palace ain't too far.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money.
Listen, this is the clip.
Everyone's we come from
Remember
the
this
low
clip.
divisions, my friend. Would you believe when we play in the under 18, 16, we fly in private jets? So we play in these stadiums all our careers. Don't play all the time in bigger stages. We come from Cheltenham. People cannot forget it. And it's a pleasure to play. We know it. So we know it. Just we were lucky to have success in our profession to get up divisions. But we were there many times. And we changed in the bars when we were boys and we play football with incredible joy. We love this game. Incredible. We change in this changing room most of our careers, most of the times.
Facts. That was Pep after speaking against, I think he's playing Cheltenham. And everyone's like, oh, how have you downgraded to Cheltenham? And like, oh my God, you don't have your fancy planes. Grassroots football is what starts all of this. People cannot forget.
Exactly.
This is where every single player comes from. They come from the ground up, whether it be their borough teams, their Sunday league teams. That is where the big clubs go to scout and they take the players. So everybody's played in those change rooms before. I think it would be a lovely humbling for these top 6 clubs to get relegated into the championship, which is, by the way, not even a bad enough standard. It's not even a bad enough sanction, in my opinion. I would love to see them in League 2, but probably not going to happen. Put them in the championship. Let's see if these players stay. Let's, you know, it will really shake shit up. Let's be real. It would shake shit up massively for these clubs. I'd love to see when you take that money out of them next season in the championship. I'd love to see them going away from home to Bristol City. They need humbling, man. They really need humbling. They've lost the plot, some of these guys. They've absolutely lost the plot. They really have. These top 6 clubs need humbling.
I've got to shoot. But I'm going to keep listening if you guys are going to keep going on.
Yeah, we'll keep going,
I
might shoot in about 15, 20 minutes as well.
I'll end it at 1. I'm shocked.
But yeah, this is tragic.
Man.
And I'm sure there's going to be a lot more content as well on this. We'll see what happens.
But I wonder if there's a press conference tomorrow for the Brighton game.
Wow.
Like,
well, there is. It's meant to be.
How's Tuchel meant to face the media? Like,
I feel sorry for him. At this rate, I feel sorry for him. I don't know what he's going to say.
Oh my days! I feel like everything that he said so far, like we're going to hunt down City from day 1 from next season. There is no next season, bro.
There is no next season.
You're in Super League now.
It's mad. Anyway, guys, I'll see you lot in a bit, guys.
I am in shock. I am in shock. Honestly, can you actually imagine? I am just wow. I don't even know. That's incredible.
I can't believe they've just like that been the Champions League. Like all the things we were looking forward to, Matisse. A semi-final against Real Madrid, Hazard, you know,
it's almost too good to be true, isn't it? It's too good to be true. From the moment that it's given to us, they take it away. First semi-final, first game against Real Madrid since what, 1998 or something, and they take it away. They take it away.
Perez just he didn't want us to play Real Madrid. He just said, you know what? Nah, let's not do that, and let's just, you know, create our own league and not worry about like getting, you know, eliminated and all of that. Like no one can enter, no one can get relegated. It's insane. I can't believe they've thought of this particular structure. Wow.
Football will be like going to see a music concert when your favorite artists are on tour because the league will mean nothing, of course. This Brighton game, if it goes ahead, I'm not even interested in it anymore. Like, there's nothing to play for at this current point. There's
well, put it this way, Matisse. If there's no Champions League, right, and there's going to be, you know, mad implications whether Chelsea can qualify for, well, I don't even know what top 4 qualification means anymore. So I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, we play with the development team against Brighton, because some of these players might just say, well, I don't know what's going on. Like, why am I risking my body to play this particular fixture. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, Dami, I've sent you the link on Twitter if you want to join. It's late, so it's up to you. But I'm only going to go up until 1 o'clock anyway. I am just mentally and emotionally tapped right now. Shocked. Makes no sense. Well, it makes sense, but it's just shocking. That do you know what it is, Miz? It's the fact that this can go through so quickly that is really, really shocking me here. Really,
I just can't believe how quickly this has escalated. Like,
yeah,
it's
but
just
because from the moment you release statements, then there has to be some sort of combat here. You can't just, do you know what I mean? There has to be a response, and obviously the response is going to be on a level that we've not seen before. Imagine if they actually relegated us to the Championship. Wow.
I wonder when Premier League's going to release a statement about the top 6, like what's the future for them? Because they've made a decision. The top 6 have now made a decision. They are pulling away. There is going to be a breakout league. Champions League has now been postponed. Europa League has been postponed. I wonder now what the Premier League is going to do to basically clear up all of this confusion, because, yeah, it's strange, you know. The press conference with Thomas Tuchel, I'm not even sure if that's going to happen, but if it does happen...
They're going to just ask him nothing but questions on this topic.
Of course, it's not going to be anything about the Brighton game. They're going to ask him, you know, what's the, you know, how does Chelsea feel about moving into the Super League? What does it mean for the future? Do you know what I mean? All of that stuff, like Champions League, you're not going to be playing against Real Madrid in a couple of weeks' time. It's insane.
It's a disgrace. I'm not going to lie to you. Absolute disgrace. And then what? Are they still going to run the Champions League? So then we're not going to have any of these teams in the Champions League. So it's not technical. Or it is still the Champions League because these teams won't be playing in their domestics. Is it just the Premier League that's not going to allow these clubs to play? Are La Liga going to allow Real Madrid and Barcelona? Probably. Serie A, Bundesliga, are they going to allow them to compete? So really it will just be the Premier League teams that are penalised and relegated if that goes ahead. And the rest of the top teams will still play in their top domestic leagues.
And then they'll qualify for the Champions League. So basically...
But it's crazy because if you win the Bundesliga, if you're Bayern Munich, you're still in the Super League. So who goes into the Champions League? Technically, the champions won't be in the Champions League, right?
So this is the thing, Matisse. I don't think those people can then play in the domestic league. I don't think you can do that. Like, you have your own league, so there's no way you can do that.
Dami. Where's Anita, fam? Where's Anita, fam? Some people are saying in the comments that it's not confirmed, so the Champions League is not suspended, but it is paused, right? So,
well, Younes saw some news from BBC saying that Champions League is momentarily paused.
Yeah, it's paused. It might not be cancelled, but it's definitely.
And BBC is not going to just come out and just be talking crap, right?
And by the way, I would be surprised if it wasn't paused. They have to do something, right? So you'd be shocked if they didn't pause it.
Do you, man, know what today was? Do you know what today is? Today is the biggest middle finger I have ever received in my entire life. Genuinely. Like, I was meant to be in bed at 10 o'clock because I meant to be in the gym at 5
I passed out before this even happened.
Did you see my stream this evening? I have not shouted that much. I have not shouted this much, in years, honestly. I cannot believe that a club that I have missed events for, I have missed going out with different people for, I've missed going for different events, I've missed out on school stuff, I've tried to get around work to get done. They literally just came out and gave me the biggest middle finger. This is a middle, honestly, they do not care about. If I catch this club talking about caring about us again, it will literally be I don't even know where we can go from here, because this is not one of those things where you can just turn things around and be like, oh, listen, okay, we're not doing this again. These men have been thinking about this for time. You don't just wake up one morning feeling dangerous and saying that. You don't just wake up one morning feeling dangerous saying that you're going to come in and do a whole Super League thing, fam. It doesn't run that way.
I'm sure there's a proper blueprint. There's a booklet.
Yeah. There's been a build-up to this. We have been getting robbed in different parts of this game for years. Ever since they, £15 pay-per-view, bro, for the BT Sport to watch the games. Releasing tracksuits Arsenal every 5 minutes, every week, looks like, to try and get more revenue out of the fans. Raising ticket prices. They've been shafting us for time, bro. But
it's not even just the clubs. Every single individual at the top, in the upper echelons of this thing, they have taken the piss out of us. Sky Sports, BBC Sports, the actual teams themselves, the Premier League, every single one of them. Every last one, bro. You look at Miz, for example. If Miz wants to come and watch the game in the Premier League, he's spending at least £1,000 because he needs to fly down. He needs to book hotels. He needs to buy tickets. He needs to buy merchandise.
Way more than £1,000.
Way. Can you see? They've just taken the piss, bro. And there are millions of people. They have shafted my sport. And you really expect me to come on here and keep a cool head? Some people are telling me that they fund the money that comes into the... Listen, I'm not here to talk about how stupid of an idea this even is, because obviously, why would you have a league where there's no competition? You might as well make it the WWE, where there's a storyline. Oh, wow, Aubameyang scores a goal, and then he's going to do a backflip. Woohoo, brilliant. They might as well do a storyline thing because there's no competition no more. What is the point? Not only have they done that, honestly, yeah. I don't even just want to go. They need.
See how Barcelona B exists? They need to create a Chelsea B team with the academy players or whoever wants to stick around and put them in League 2 and we go from there, or put them in the conference and we start again from. You could do your thing. The Chelsea A team, do whatever you want to do in the Super League. Make a B team so we can follow it, man. Let me
just say, respectfully, for the club I've supported for the last since I was born, 21 years, respectfully, I don't give a fuck about the games this week. Honestly speaking, I do not care. I genuinely do not care. This is the first time in my life, where I don't care about a Chelsea game coming up. First time ever. When we were going to beat them, man, before we won the Europa League back in 2013 or whatever the hell it was, 2012, before we crashed out. I was very down bad, but I still went down because I cared. I'm sorry for Tuchel. Tuchel has come in, done an absolutely magnificent job, and everything's been chucked in the bin. I'm hearing stories that by this afternoon, because obviously it's already 1 a.m. UK. Today is the 19th, already Monday. By this afternoon, we put PSG might be lifting the title, bro, because all the other clubs are taking the piss. You're looking at BBC and them and canceling stuff. This is the most shocking thing. Honestly, as content creators, I don't know about YouTube, but for me, I am struggling to actually. I was literally just on my bed thinking. I said, I don't even know where to go from here. What are we supposed? Tomorrow, I had plans on coming here to talk.
How much is a preview for this game?
What are we previewing? Preview to where? What are we previewing, fam? What am I previewing? I was literally going to come in tomorrow. You know me. Davily settings. I don't even have the energy within me to actually come on and do that, fam. I was meant to come in tomorrow, talk about how we just shafted City and we're going to Brighton. Now we need to take over. So what's the point of me being worried about a Brighton game where we might not even be in the Champions League next season? What's the point of me worrying about that? What's the point of me looking forward to a Real Madrid game that I was looking forward to for the past 20 years when obviously we might not even be there in the first place? What's the point of me looking forward to all these little bits and bobs? These guys, they do not care about us. I really need to see what's happening. And let me not even speak about this American influence. You've got JP Morgan and the banks. I asked an American individual on my stream literally just a few hours ago. I said, how would you feel if Barclays or HSBC came up to you, man, and they came with some British owners as well? You've got like maybe, I don't know, some British people coming to the shop and they want to change the NBA and have it like the same format as the Champions League. How the hell do you think you're going to feel? They really think they can just come in because they got a crap ton of money and change up my sport. This sport has helped me through different times and it has helped every single one of us in every single way, shape, and form. I'm not going to sit down here and just, honestly, like I keep saying, respectfully, if this big league, super league thing happens, I'm going to distance myself. I swear to God. I'm going to actually watch football. I will watch football the way it's meant to be watched. Because like I keep telling people, why the hell would you have a league where
you know what the thing is, Dami? I don't even think we can afford to watch it. I'm pretty sure it's going to be so expensive to watch these games as well. Like it's not for all of us to watch. It's expensive already for me. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm busting my backside to pay for the subscription. They're going to lift the subscription even higher.
Do you know that I pay £30 for BT Sport, okay? Then I pay £50 for Sky Sports. Then I pay for my BBC ITV, whatever the hell it is, license. Do you know how much money that is per month? I'm playing it, and then you've got Americans paying $2, fam. $2, fam, to watch all these games for free, blood. What are we talking about? These men don't care about us, bro. The moment that these men expected us to pay that much money and they took away 3 p.m. kickoffs for you to be able to watch them from home and you have to go to the stadium. I'm up here in Sheffield. If I want to go down and watch a game, I'm spending £250 a week every single week. Do you know what that is? Sure. If you go that's a grand a week. Let's not. Oh my God. This honestly, if the club don't want to care about me, then
Arson,
bro, it was never about us.
Thank you for the super chat, Arson. But yeah, I couldn't disagree with you more. So thank you for the super chat, but no, I disagree. Listen, I'm seeing the Fanitas around. I'm looking for a pick me up. I'm really struggling here to fathom how a club of Chelsea's stature can be so out of touch with their fan base, because surely you know the history of this club. If this had happened 20 years ago, 25 years ago, we wouldn't be in this competition. We're only in here because time, and this is where we need to humble ourselves. We're only in here because of the timing. We would not be in this competition. We were not a European elite team. This is not Manchester United. This is not Liverpool. We have not always been up here. So how can we be so ignorant and blind to where we've come from as a football club?
Matisse, you're spitting. Do you know what I said earlier on as well? Do you know what I said earlier on as well? This is the equivalent of having your parents bring you up here, give you everything you want. You just give them the middle finger when you get to 21, fam. That's exactly what them brothers have done. Mm-hmm. You've got United. Let's leave Chelsea for a second. United and Liverpool are only relevant because of the Premier League titles they have won. That is why they are super teams. Tottenham and Arsenal, I don't know how the hell they even managed to get their way into this, because them brothers can't even qualify for the Champions League. You understand? That's why the super teams are meant to be. They can't even get there. AC Milan and them man are also in the thing. And then these men are now coming to abuse that same league as well. Honestly, respectfully as well, respectfully, and I need to make it so clear, respectfully, I want us to be punished for this, honestly speaking. Every club that's involved with this needs to be punished in some way, shape, or form. I don't want to go into details because I might say some very damning crap right now, which I don't want to have to clean up later on. But at the end of the day, for me personally, respectfully, we need to be patterned, fam. We need to be caned, fam. You know them ones where your mom patterns you up because you broke the cookie jar, you broke the glass in the kitchen. We need to be patterned up, because these men right now, they think that money can spoil this sport. Watch, fam. I keep telling people, yeah, they can shaft us now, but 5 to 10 years down the line, when you aren't watching it, when I'm not watching it, they'll realize the mess up that they've created, honestly speaking. Because right now, regardless of whatever happens, the fact that they've announced this, there have to be repercussions for the fact that they've announced this. Watch. Repercussions
are already coming, because I would be shocked if these teams weren't booted out of the Champions League. I'd be shocked if the Premier League didn't automatically relegate some of these teams. I'll be shocked. And they should. They should. This is my point, is that you can't do this and not have repercussions. You are ruining the foundations of English football, of European football. I'm not going to talk about the other leagues like the Bundesliga and La Liga, because they've been monopolized by Bayern Munich and Barcelona and Real Madrid for a long time. We've seen the way those leagues work. The Bundesliga, in terms of their clubs, I'm kind of surprised Bayern Munich have hopped on this thing so fast, because you look at the ticket prices in the Bundesliga for Dortmund, and they've been very good with that kind of stuff of keeping the fans in the loop in terms of.
We don't want to miss out on the money. We don't want to miss out on the pie over here. What we missing is they jumped it. Bro, that whole Gab Marcotti tweet, there was something that clubs can earn 2 to 3 times more. So
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, whatever you're earning now.
You know what I've been saying? Sorry to cut you off, Matisse. You know what I've been saying as well? That money is temporary. Do you want to know why? It is temporary because I keep telling people what actually just makes the football. Obviously, you got the big teams, but then the big players make it as well. The fans support it makes it as well. those are the things that make it. People want a good story. People want something that is captivating. People want things that will bring them back. I said to people told me that, oh, Dami, this Super League is going to kill off the other leagues. Maybe it might damage them for a few years. But 10 years ago, who was talking about Leicester City? I only learned how to pronounce Leicester about 4 years ago because that's when they became relevant. Man City were not a relevant team 10 years ago. They became relevant as well. Tottenham became a bigger squad as well. These brothers can leave here. They can leave. But new people will come around, and when them new people come around, they are going to be just written away into the history books, fam. Honestly speaking, what is the point of getting rid of a competition like the UCL that made? Do you know how much history is attached to certain things? What was the point of that 2012 UCL win? Now, 50 years down the line, when I talk to my children, then what am I going to tell them about UCL? They're not even going to listen to me, bro.
Dami, here's the crazy thought. You know how I initially sort of thought as well that, no way this is sustainable. If they move out, how can they sustain this? But here's the thing, Dami. They don't want all of the market, though. They don't want all of it. They just want maybe 10 to 20% of it and have premium bucks, listed against it. So they know, like, there's close to 2 billion people in India. There's close to 2 billion people in China. There's many rich Arabs all over Middle East that will more than happily watch Super League week in, week out, and pay premium dollars to watch it. So they don't want people like yourself and me and you to do this. But yeah, go on, bro.
Have you seen this quote? I am finished. Raw.
Which quote?
Florentino Perez said if the players participating in the European Super League are banned from playing in the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, we will create our own World Cup.
You arrived, bro. FIFA have released.
We'll create our own World Cup.
FIFA and UEFA are against this. So if any FIFA and UEFA competition, these players that play for these clubs will be banned from playing. The FIFA World Cup, you will not see players from Juventus.
No, but you hear what I said?
Yeah, they'll make their own World Cup. Yeah, of course they will.
Own World Cup,
bro. He is absolutely tapped in the head, bro. He is. Bro, I said it already. Where there is money, there is always going to be sin. There is always going to be sin. I'm telling you that now. From the moment that you, as a governing body, right, can be dethroned or overridden by Perez, by the Glazers, by Henry, by all of these chairmen and owners of clubs that are saying, well, we're not getting paid enough from this UEFA Champions League anymore, so we're going to make our own competition. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make our own competition. We've already got our stadiums. We've got our players. So what more do we need? We know the rule book. We're going to make our own competition, and we're going to pay. We're going to put it out, and we're going to pay. We're going to pay ourselves. What do they need? The camera crew for the UEFA camera crew to put it on TV. Without the players and without the teams, you can't play the game. They know that. So they've clocked. They're like, oh, so without the players, without the teams that we own, by the way, you can't play your game. You can't have your Sky Sports. You can't have your UEFA. You can't have your BBC football. So we'll just make the competition and we'll sell it to the TV companies. We'll do it. And we don't. And all of us UK fans that are outraged and diehard Chelsea fans across internationals that are outraged. Cool, they don't care. We'll just sell it to the Americans or we'll sell it to anybody who's not really too
Chelsea
interested in the
Football
game.
Club. Chelsea Football Club is no longer an English team, it's a franchise. That's what Why franchise, bro? Honestly speaking, we've become a franchise. That's what it is. They are trying to convert us into a franchise. Do you know how ridiculous that is? Like your McDonald's and KFCs and whatnot. Can you imagine? Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks settings. That's what we're on right now.
Listen,
I'm actually disgusted.
I know, Miz, you had to go, didn't you, at 1 a.m.?
Yeah,
so
I'm gonna get going, man.
I'm gonna let you head out.
Gotta work. Yeah.
Links will be in description. Not that we even know if we're covering football anymore, but links in description will be for everybody that was in this stream. We started with All You Can Eat Chelsea. We're now moving over to the review gang. And
see you guys. Catch up.
I'll see you later, Miz, because now
See you, Dami.
Anita
No worries,
is in the
bro. I'll speak to you in a bit.
Anita is in the building, and just like that, we've gone from All You Can Eat Chelsea with Miz and Younes to the review gang with Dami and Anita. I really don't know what to say, my people. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I've just come back out. I've had bare cocktails, guys. So barely. I'm just come in from a
I knew
night
you were gonna
out,
improve my mood some way. I knew it.
I didn't even intend to. Like, I just came from a night out, and then obviously, like, I'm looking at the Super League thing, yeah, and I'm thinking this is quite funny, innit? Because then obviously, I didn't think it was real. So then I'm thinking this is funny. Spurs, out of all people, Spurs, they're doing everything they can to save Kane, and then I'm seeing, statements, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, this could be real. Then I'm seeing news. I'm thinking, it's getting a bit hotter. Then I see Chelsea might not be playing their semi-final. I told the person I'm with, I said, yeah, speed up, because I cannot be in a public place hearing this. Are people mad? Are they insane? And PSG is going to be crowned champions.
Bro.
Champions League.
I'm finished. Absolutely finished.
Honestly, like I don't know about two of you, but
I wish I was as drunk
genuinely,
as you, I'm not gonna lie. Where is my drink from? This is a ridiculousn's.
Listen, everyone.
Honestly, I don't know about two of you. I don't know about two of you and people that are watching. I don't know what you might want us to do tomorrow. Honestly, because I was meant to cover the Chelsea Brighton game. I don't feel like doing that. Honestly, I'm actually.
Bro, this is the main headline. This is the main headline. Let me keep it
up.
I'm not doing
angry? Are you guys angry about the whole structure, or are you angry at the fact that we're no longer in Europe?
I'm angry that we've even allowed. I'm angry that we've allowed football to get away from us, and it's been. This is the breaking point, but this has been happening for years. From the moment that they started making home kits every season instead of every 2 seasons, from the moment that the Anfield ticket prices went up to the point where they had to protest, from the moment that Arsenal started releasing a tracksuit every week this season, from the moment that BT Sport tried to make us pay £15 pounds pay-per-view to watch a game during the middle of a pandemic. From the moment that Henry, the Liverpool chairman or owner, whatever his stupid title is, tried to take us to Miami for game 38 of the Premier League. Do you remember that? Do you remember when they tried, the American owners, Kroenke and all these brothers, tried to get the Premier League 38th game played in America? Do you remember that? It all started with that shit, bro. From the moment that Amazon and BT Sport and Sky Sports are all fighting over the rights and splitting up the games and making us have to pay 3 different TV networks to watch one damn league, we getting bumped every year more and more and more. And people will say, oh, you weren't woke, you weren't paying attention. Cool. I'm woke now. I'm alive. Don't worry. I'm alive and kicking, all right? I wasn't woke. Or maybe I was just hoping or praying that it wouldn't get to this point, and I was just trying to enjoy my life. Because it's a short life we live. We're in the middle of a pandemic, and these brothers are trying to run up on us and ruin the whole damn sport and take us to a European Super League. By the way, where the hell is them games going to be played? They're going to get played in Miami, in Los Angeles. You think they're going to get played here? You think the same people that wanted to move the 38th game of the season to America are going to care about keeping the European Super League in Europe? Of course not. Of course not. These men have absolutely lost their mind.
Okay.
Can you imagine the fact? Do you know what's confusing? So you're telling me when they ban transfers, we're going to be doing trades like NBA drafts and shit. That's what we're going to be doing now.
It's a Formula 1 channel.
Anita, you heard me right. That's what they will do, fam. Honestly speaking,
is this confirmed or is this all speculation? I need to know if I'm running mad.
Anita, darling. Anita, darling, you're so behind. Let me just catch you up. So every single club has released official statements saying that they have joined the European Super League. So Chelsea have released a statement. Arsenal, Manchester United are yet to, I think, but they're in it because they're the teams listed. Bayern Munich were not in it. They've now confirmed that they're in it. Real Madrid are
confirmed.
Now, Real Madrid, by the way, Perez is going to be the chairman of the European Super League, and the co-chairman is going to be Kroenke and Henry and the Glazers and more. And guess who gets paid the most for joining the European Super League? Real Madrid. Guess where the capital of the competition is going to be? The new Santiago Bernabeu. So all of that.
They're rebuilding. That's why they're rebuilding.
Makes sense.
Anita, did you hear about what they said about the World Cup?
What?
Let me tell you.
The World Cup. Oh, you think?
Let me tell you. Let me tell you about the World Cup, Anita. Let me tell you the World Cup, Anita. So the World Cup, FIFA said the players that play for these teams will not be allowed to go for the World Cup. Do you know what Perez said? Perez said if the players participate in the European Super League are banned from playing in the next World Cup, we will create our own World Cup tournament. That's what he said.
You know what?
I'm finished.
You know what?
Anita, do you know what this is like? I honestly, I want somebody here. I feel like I've eaten food here and it was poisoned with like something. I don't know what it is. I feel like I've had like LSD or something. I don't know what it is because I cannot believe what I am reading right now.
People are saying Bayern Munich are not in it. I'm sorry if that's the case. Leipzig, I heard Leipzig. Someone said earlier in the stream that Leipzig's joined, Bayern Munich could join. If they haven't, cool. I'm at this point. Don't come to me for facts. I'm here for the emotion. I'm on a vibes thing. I'm vibes, all right? I'm vibes.
All of this power play, the power shift, and all of that rubbish, If we're keeping
we're gonna start drafting players in it like the NFL, fam.
No.
Havertz first pick. Who wants him, fam? Fuck.
If we're keeping it G, if we're actually keeping it G, the Premier League, UEFA, and FIFA cannot afford to do this.
Yeah.
They can't afford to do it. If we're speaking properly about if all of this is actually true, they can't afford to do it. It's all a bluff. It's all a bluff.
They have to cancel everything.
We're all going to hold hands, la-di-da. Chelsea will have the Champions League in their hands. I'm telling you, at the end of the season, we'll all be calm, la-di-da, come back. This is a simulation. It's a simulation. This isn't really happening because I just don't understand. It's not happening. It's a simulation. It's fake. This power play is ridiculous, man. Can't nobody afford to do this? I'm joking. I've got someone who works for... Let me even read what he actually said.
This might be my longest stream because I don't know how... I can't sleep.
I can't sleep. Honestly, I can't sleep. Like, I need to sleep because I've got work tomorrow, but damn, I can't sleep.
I don't have shit tomorrow. Fuck the preview. I don't have nothing going on, fam. I could just do one of them streams. You know, one of them challenges where brother just streams until he pisses himself or something. I might have to do that on YouTube.
So,
you know what I'm saying? 30-hour stream or something.
I don't know how real this is,
I can't be left alone, fam, like this, fam. This is long. I know where I'm going to sleep tonight. Absolutely know where I'm going to sleep.
Guys,
man will not stop streaming until this is resolved.
I think Anita's got some tea. Hold on.
I might. I don't know how real this is, but
man, I'm not stopping streaming until this is resolved.
My friend who works for Octagon says MasterCard are leaving the Champions League and going across. If MasterCard,
here come the sponsors. Here come the sponsors pulling out like they're about to get a brother pregnant. Look at this nonsense.
If MasterCard goes, that's serious. They've been the sponsor for how long? Ever since Gazprom got pushed aside, fam. How long? Nah, that's nuts.
Brother said he wished he had a time machine. AM, bro. If you got a time, bro, build that time machine now, fam. Start working on it, fam. Still can't believe got pressed by Paris to join, bro.
I'm excited.
You need to sober up. This ain't funny, bro.
I'm kind of.
Did you see the Premier League statement earlier? They might relegate our blood clot to the Championship.
They can't afford to.
What do you mean they can't afford to?
They can't. Who's going to be watching Aston Villa versus Wolves every week? No,
bro, I'll watch it. Petition. Bro,
no, but the thing is, I hear where you're coming from. But like I said, that's for the short term. Long term, it will pick up. Honestly speaking, big teams will emerge again. Teams will re-emerge.
I will watch it. I will sit through. I will sit through Burnley versus Newcastle, and I will watch it.
Guys, I may have had a couple cocktails, but let's look at this. Yeah, let's look at this. We've got Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, Man United, Tottenham, apparently, and Arsenal, who generate the most money in the Premier League.
Yeah, don't do it.
They have the most fans in the Premier League, right? The Premier League can't afford to do this. The Premier League will go bust.
Oh,
They've got a website.
Why?
They've got a Twitter account.
They got a website as well. Guys, the Premier League can't afford to do it. UEFA can't afford to do it. The World Cup, you're gonna play the World Cup without the players in the world.
I put my whole life into this, fam. Building this channel. This is my future on the line. I'm gonna have to start vlogging with my girlfriend saying relationship challenges and whatnot. I'm gonna have to upload vlogs. I'm gonna have to be outside in London pulling pranks and shit.
Matisse,
you see what these men are doing to me, fam?
What do you know what this could be? This could be an
opportunity.
opportunity.
All that shit, fam.
Do you want to know why this can be an opportunity, Matisse? Because Amazon or Dazn, who wants to get this, they're gonna need new presenters, Matisse. They're gonna need new presenters. They're gonna need you.
Fuck off. They're going to need us.
They're gonna need us. They're gonna need us.
This channel is so dusty.
Guys,
this channel is so dusty. Man's gonna talk about the Formula One. The Formula
One. This is an opportunity.
I has been just coming back
to Sainsbury's, fam.
It's an opportunity, fam. Listen, everyone in the comments, reach for the stars. This is an opportunity. This is a new era.
AFTV is cancelled, you know. AFTV, fam, me and Robbie Lau's just going to be bucking up and down Sainsbury's packing shelves.
But you know what? Guess what? AFTV International. AFTV International. AFTV Worldwide.
Anita.
I'm joining.
Anita, wait, Matisse, pull up. Anita, what did you have?
No,
Anita, did you have Long Islands or did you have mojitos? What did you have?
Dami, my eyes are actually watering. Message to George Benson. I heard the rent in Bally's cheap. Pull up a couch, fam. I'm coming over, fam. I'll sell coconuts on the sidewalk, fam. I don't care. I'm done. I'm done.
Hold on. Matisse, do you know what this means for you, though?
I just hit 12K. I'm finished.
You can have MAH Spain. MAH France.
I'm gonna vlog. I'm going to work in Sainsbury's and I'm going to vlog. That's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna vlog.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. The floor is lava challenge for 24 hours. Please be sure to subscribe to my crazy blood clots.
Man's gonna have to take up boxing like Jake Paul and try and run that thing or something. I'm gonna have to start fighting individuals.
Welcome back to my vlog, ladies and gentlemen. This is day 1059, standing outside Roman Abramovich's house to beg him to put us back in the Premier League. I am here, dazzling in the heat. Oh my God, fam. I'm finished.
I just can't believe you guys can't see the vision. I'm recruiting girls all over Europe for Gold Diggers European. I promise you. Watch it.
I had to adapt on this channel enough. Pandemic. It was not enough, no?
But you can start rapping, bro. You know what I mean? Santan from the Volvo XAJ. Man, stick with the pen like JK. You know, I'm coming from true share, really a drinker, but I got love for band, champion popper, in a popper with the black nut bomber, fault nut blubber, help be stopper, Santan from the Volvo X Santan. Woo! Like that. Matisse, join us, fam. You can on the source, fam.
Message to all my subscribers. It's going to be a long road. You're going to have to stick by me, but we will get through this. I don't know how, but we will get through this.
Do you know what's so mad? In about 3 months' time, if this goes through, Matisse and Dami will have their own shows on Amazon Prime.
Man said join the side, man. If only it was that easy, fam. I don't care about me. I don't care about me, fam.
Watch this place. You'll see.
Fam, I swear to God, you know, when I get a hold of my WhatsApp, fam, I'm gonna cuss off Joe. Joe was on here earlier. He said it don't matter. It's fine. I said, bro, what are you talking about? It's fine. These Arsenal fans have lost the plot, fam. I'm seeing Lee Gunner on Twitter saying don't complain. Fam, I'm going to have all of you man up on my shows this week.
Do you know what? Arsenal...
You man are crazy. You man are crazy. Absolutely crazy for saying that this is not important, that this is cool.
Matisse,
I'm learning fans. I'm learning
Matisse, I thought of something. Do you know what we do, yeah? I think what we do, yeah? Tomorrow, I'm going to tweet you aggressively and we start beef that builds up to a boxing fight. You know what I mean? Next year. You know that one's there. I think we can do that.
OnlyFans dropping this week. OnlyFans dropping this week. I'm not going to die. I'm not going out without a fight.
It will be only Ma, fam. Only Ma. Only Ma. Oh my God.
Watch, because now, people are going to start writing, innit? Like, watch, they're going to go up to people were putting up banners outside Stamford Bridge when Lampard got sacked. You think them? Are you mad? Do you know what's going to happen now? Tomorrow morning, watch Stamford Bridge. Watch when you wake up tomorrow morning. If Stamford Bridge is not on the floor, I will be shocked. I will be shocked.
I've just seen the funniest tweet ever. I'm going to
Please don't tell me there's more news because I can't take it. My heart can't take
it. It's just a funny tweet. I'm going to send it to you and Anita. I don't know. I'm not going to put it on your stream, but I'll send it to your ways, innit?
My reacts. That might be a thing, you know. Sorry, rants, but I might have to cop that series. I'm sorry, rants, but I might have to cop that series of yours. Man might be looking back at the good old days for the rest of the time. Remember, my reacts Lampard's best goals, fam. That might be what it is, fam. We might just.
Have you seen the tweet? I seen the tweet.
Where? What am I meant to be? What tweet? Tobi, fam, do you want to come in, fam?
No, but check your tweet. Check your DM.
Arsenal trying to come back to the Premier League after losing 11-0 in the first game.
Don't read it out. Don't read it out. Don't read it out. It's okay. We ain't trying to get anybody cancelled. Don't read it out.
I'm crying. I'm crying.
I'm moving on.
Why are people saying Dami is Italian in chat, fam?
Tobi?
You a stripper?
Anybody?
Didn't even notice. I didn't even know.
Somebody just asked me for playing on Tuesday. I can't even pop it.
Didn't even notice. I didn't even notice. I didn't even notice. I can't believe you guys are actually
I feel like a small part of me just died. I can't lie to you.
Why?
I have no way of moving forward with this.
Matisse, this is all a bluff. I'm telling you, it's a simulation. They're just putting their power out to get the.
Anita, this is not tractor simulation. This is not farming simulator. You need to wake up, bro.
Watch. When we go to bed tomorrow morning, we'll wake up. Oh, guys, don't worry, we're fine now. Champions League back on as normal. Watch. I'm really calm about this. Someone said, "How's it?" I'm calm.
Anita, you're not sober, man. I'm being real. I'm gonna keep it 100. You haven't clocked the severity of the situation. You haven't. You haven't deeped it.
Matisse, this is an opportunity.
Fuck the opportunity. I was happy with the way everything was. Leave, as your grandma would say when you enter the living room, leave everything where it was. Leave everything where you find it. You don't need to move no pillows on the sofa. Don't open no cabinets. Leave everything where you find it. Do you understand that? Leave it where you find it.
Sorry. Apologies.
Raw. Honestly, I know you have links. I know you might have links in it. You might maybe you should hit up for Asylum or JD. Let three of us have a show on there. You know that one's there.
Fam, what do you want me to do? Ring Perez myself?
No.
Give me links. Santiago Bernabeu, you want me to ring them?
Which is, you know what I said?
This book is not going to get me nowhere, fam. I've just joined the Football Association, the Writers Association. Perez's number's not in this book, bro.
Perez's number's not in this book. Anita, I want to give me something important. Anita, I'm listening to you.
No, this is not important. All of my links are in the FA, in the Premier League, and in the
I don't have Sergio Perez's number, fam. Because if I did,
you know what we should do? What we should do, is we should make a video @in JD Sports so that we can compete with Chunks and them, man. You know them ones there, fam. I think that's what we need to do.
What do you want to make a video doing?
Now we should do them £10,000 challenges about answering questions. I think that's what
we got £10,000.
I mean, no, that's what JD comes in. Do you know what I mean? So that's why JD
just sprinkle the money.
Yeah, they just sprinkle the thing on top of all of us. You know what I mean? So like, I think the chemistry is very good.
Let me ask my JD Connect.
Calvin said we're overreacting.
Thank you, Calvin.
What are you talking? Don't vex me, Calvin. I swear on God, I will rip out the balaclava. What are you talking about? Overreacting? Our clubs have just released statements. Like, what more? How more real does this have to get? What are you really gonna pull out the reactionary card tonight? The clubs are releasing statements. Fabrizio Romano, this is the equivalent of Fabrizio Romano reporting that Haaland's coming to Chelsea, and you're like, y'all just being reactionary. It's not really happening. It's being reported. The thing is paused. European football is on hold. Are you blind? What are you talking about? Champions League football and European League football is paused. The Premier League just released a statement. Gary Neville is out here spitting blood on Sky Sports, and you're talking about reactionary. Have you lost your mind? What do you mean reactionary? What do you mean? She's not even sober. You picked the drunk person to listen to. Are you crazy? I'm gonna wake up my parents, man. Let me just stop. I'm gonna have to move like that brother on Twitter, the Daniel guy who's the Man United fan who just whispers. That's how I'm gonna have to move. Fucking hell, fam. Reactionary, my bomber ass Clark. Watch when the club's in the mud about reactionary. Don't vex me, fam. Don't vex me, fam.
You don't understand, Calvin. Next time all of us might be streaming together, we might be talking about Love Island.
Saying chill.
You don't understand.
You do realize this is my only income. What do you mean chill? Fuckers, I've lost that fuck.
Matisse packed up the chair and left.
Matisse, come back, sweetie. Come back, sweetie. No.
Fuck off, fam.
Oh my God, Calvin! I don't think you understand.
Jail settings. Jail settings now. Fuck the background. Man are saying calm down, reactionary. Are you man lost? Have you lost your mind? Do you know how many people, how many content creators that you watch that cover this game for you? Yeah, to enjoy the content. Man's coming out here. Henry Winter, Pat Nevin, all these brothers are turning up in the clutch. For what? Why are they here? Why are they coming on the channel if the team gonna shut down anyway? What's the point?
Somebody just said that we might officially have to start calling it soccer this week. You know that most.
But do you know what is actually really funny, right? I don't understand how Man United's owner, Liverpool's owner, Arsenal's owner are all at the pinnacle of this, but they can't afford to buy players. It just doesn't make sense to me.
They can now. You see how much money they're about to get paid?
No. Because if this goes left, they will all have no money left. So what happens then? What actually happens then?
I hope they will go bankrupt. What team are we supporting next season? That's my question.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm supporting Chelsea, whether they're in League 2.
Oh, you're the.
Whether they're going to be playing in Essex with my ex.
Can I say something? Can I say something?
Tobi, I beg of you, please improve my mood because
I've got a meeting at 8 a.m. and I've
same, fam.
You guys, Tobi's happy. Tobi should be happy back in Europe, my guy.
Listen. As I said, for me, I'm gonna sit on the fence. I see both sides to it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna come on here and pretend I'm mad that Spurs are somehow gifted the opportunity to get 350 million a season. One second, 350 million a season and automatic qualification to a Premier European competition. Am I meant to be angry at that? Like, that's a big incentive to join this Super League or whatever. But then on the flip side, I hate the chaos that it's causing to football. Like, you see the Champions League and Europa League cancelled now. What the hell is that about? Or suspended. You're seeing apparently these clubs facing potential expulsion from their respective leagues. The fact that there's not going to be a Bayern Munich potentially in a European competition, like, this don't make sense to me. Like, it seems like the what's the word I'm looking for? The end is not really justifying the means right now, because the mess that it's causing right now is what's concerning me. But the actual concept, the idea, as I said, I don't think it's horrible. I don't think it's a catastrophe of an idea. But at the same time, I can see why people are up in arms. Like, I can. Like, I'm not gonna lie here. Like, that's just how I feel about it.
It's a disgrace.
Tobi, don't you feel like Tobi, don't you feel like it defeats the whole purpose of the sport, bro? Do you know? I mean, financially it benefits all of us, definitely. But like, why is there a league where you cannot get relegated from? Why is there a league where there are no consequences to you not playing well? Why is there a league where like what's the point of the UCL? Like, what's the point of everything now?
What's the point of Tobi, let me think about London clubs.
UCL.
No. But
in the long run,
how many UCLs am I meant to follow from? Like, what?
You're
diluting the Champions League by splitting it into two different competitions.
Yeah, but the whole point is that this European Super League will make the Champions League defunct. Like, it's gonna. The idea isn't to have both running at the same time. The hope is that this supersedes the Champions League. That's the whole point.
So basically, what you're telling me is Corey on Wednesday has no opportunity to play in Europe ever again because his team's not prestige enough. That doesn't sound right, bro.
He could. No. He could if they put an end to this and
exactly. But that's why for me it's so wrong. It's so wrong. Teams like Leicester and West Ham who are fighting for Champions League football because they're not prestige enough, or they don't. I can't read that. I'm blind. Because they're
Boris Johnson, you know.
Boris. Yeah, Boris has already done enough wrong.
Boris is getting involved. When Boris is patting your block, like you know, you messed up.
As I said, I'm sitting on the fence. I'm sitting on the fence on this. I want to see how it plays out, but as I said, I don't like the chaos that it's causing. That's the one thing that's pissing me off, and just the notion that we are in an elite competition and Bayern aren't. It makes me sick. It makes me sick. Bayern Munich, we're talking top 5 clubs in the world. They're in an elite they're not in a competition, and we are. That's
good.
Weird.
I'm glad they're not, because they're the
only ones not signing it. Are they not signing it? They're not signing up for it.
I hope they don't.
And then another thing I was thinking as well, is I think they're shagging the fans as well, because
100.
I was deep in it as well. Like 2 groups of 10, you're gonna play home and away. That's 18 matches. And then you got the knockout, which is the top 8 teams go through, and then you play quarters, semis, finals. That's a lot of football that these teams are going to need to get through. That's a lot of games that these fans are going to need to go to. You're saying to a fan that they're going to have to pay to see their team in potentially 7 to 9 different cities, some in different parts of the world, and then on top of that, they're going to have to pay to watch their team play some of these sides again in a knockout format. It's a lot of money that a fan will have to cough up, and I don't expect that these clubs are going to try and somehow subsidize any of these costs, which is also peak as well. Like as I said, there's a
lot of negatives. Like if the Premier League are serious about their statement about not competing in 2 competitions, then what does that mean for Tottenham getting relegated with the rest of us, the big 6? What if they decide you're not playing Premier League anymore? Is that worth it now?
They can't afford
Is that worth it? Is the World Cup in 2022 if none of the players in these teams can
that's what I'm saying. Like
FIFA are at loggerheads now with Perez and the Super League. To have a competition where the chairman is running Real Madrid, who's in the competition, is more corruption than I've ever seen in my life. That is taking it too far, even for us. We've seen FIFA corrupt. We've seen loads of things happen in this sport. But for the chairman of the competition that's conflicting. You've got different motivations altogether.
But Matisse, what you need to realize is football's been like this for years.
I know.
Football's been like this for years. The only you have to, of course, we're talking about it as fans, etc., as football purists, etc. But in the end of the day, to these, business is business, and football has been ran like a business for years and years and years now. It's been all about money for years and years and years now. And for me, these bigger clubs are just looking at it thinking, you know what, were the reason why there's money, there's the big money coming in. What the reason? Like they're looking at it thinking, we're the reason we are entitled to more money. Why should we share it with, I don't know, some of these lesser clubs that aren't directly contributing to the revenue to the same extent that we are. So it's unfortunately football has been ran like a business for years, and it's just life. Like Premier League, for example, the Premier League are opposing the idea of we are going to expel teams, etc., like, they care about money, etc. But yet only a few months ago, this is the same Premier League that were trying to push a pay-per-view subscription to fans during the pandemic. Like, make it make sense to me.
That's
like,
what I brought up earlier. Yeah, I brought that up earlier. Even that in itself was criminal.
The hypocrisy.
In the pandemic, to be shafting people £15 pay-per-view for a game is crazy.
And to be honest, as I said, there's loads of factors to think. Like even the subscription for this European Super League, how's it going to work? Like who are going to be the broadcasters? How are fans who aren't able to attend the games going to watch all this stuff? Like there's so many things they need to consider now, which is why I'm actually asking myself, does the end justify the means? From a personal point of view, for Spurs, I'm not going to lie and say it doesn't. but from a football point of view, does it really? All the chaos that this is causing to the regular season now, all the chaos that it may cause to what, free football leagues, all the chaos that it's going to cause to the players that want to play in the Euro 20s, World Cup 2022, etc., all the beef that's going to be in and out of the courtroom, like, it's just long. There's so much mess now. Like,
Toby, do you think they're going to go through with the whole relegation and Champions League not being available to those in the Super League? I don't think they can afford to do it.
They'll try, but I don't see the Premier League.
They've got to apply pressure, because if they don't apply massive pressure.
But I see this as just a power struggle. I see this now, like, don't get me, I'm sobering up, guys, but I'm still on the same path that I see this as a power struggle, right? We've got two powerful beings heading up two powerful potential leagues, right? We've got UEFA and we've got the Super League. They're just trying to see who's going to fold first, who's going to go Super Saiyan first. Like, I'm telling you, at the end of the season, there's no way you can relegate the top six from the Premier League, especially if you're talking about finances for other clubs in the Premier League and other clubs in the lower leagues. It's going to be detrimental to every single club in the Premier League. It's going to be detrimental to UEFA and the Champions League. They cannot afford to do it.
You can say that as well, but we also need to remember the government is getting involved. That is massive. The government are getting involved. What if tomorrow these man wake up and they say, Arsenal, Tottenham, you know that money we loaned you, man? Yeah, we need that money back before the end of the week. If not, you're dusted. You understand? There can be so many drastic things.
I don't think we need to, because I think the Bank of England, I need to work out the link. Like, I'm not sure if that's directly linked. But when you look at the money that these clubs pump into the economy, Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs, Man United, these big clubs, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, yeah. And that's a lot of. Imagine if they said, you know what, potentially maybe we want to turn this tap off. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money at stake, and it's the same for the Premier League as well. The Premier League is what it is because, in addition to some of the smaller sides, you have the big sides.
Yeah,
but I feel like sometimes we overstate just how we're like, as big teams, we're not untouchable. There's been other big teams in the Premier League before. Nottingham Forest, Blackburn, Leeds have a massive fan base. If the Premier League decide to themselves, cool, we'll take a hit. We'll take a hit. You man are acting up. You're taking it too far. We'll take a hit. We'll relegate you, and we'll go with some new big teams. We'll create a new big six. What then? Because
but the thing is, financially, the original big six will be financially, the original big six will still have that upper hand against anyone else that they're going to make their new.
Yeah,
big
but
six.
the thing is, like I keep telling, this is what I keep saying, and this is why I'll continue to stand with this. Financially, we can look at it for the next 3 to 5 years about how things will get down. This Super Six here, if the league, if FIFA comes out and bans players from international games, these people can also ban transfers into that competition as well. They can ban transfers into that.
You're pressed about the card thing, innit?
You know what I mean? They could do that, and they could start drafting and moving players around. They can ban that. Yeah. My thing is, like I said to people, with no disrespect, I'm not even doing that because Tobi's here. I said this before. Tottenham, and you're talking about Leicester, Man City, about 10, 15 years ago. I'm not really talking too much about them. But over time, they became something. They became relevant forces in the league. Man City, okay, these guys, no, but Man City were not. Who was talking big smoke about Man City 10 years ago? Now Man City is becoming a household name. Tottenham is becoming a bigger household name. Leicester on their way to becoming a household name. So if these big six teams want to feel like they are so big that they can't be displaced, give it 3 to 5 years, 10 years maybe. But I'm telling you one thing for sure. This 3.5 billion euro cash injection they want to have on them, it can only last so long. Like I said to people, all of us here, the four of us here, none of us support Real Madrid or Barcelona, But when the El Clasico comes on, I'm making calls to my mates saying, "Right, let's go down to this pub and let's have some pints and watch the game," because it has value. When you've got Chelsea and Tottenham playing every other week, what's the point? It doesn't have the same drought to it. It doesn't have the same flow.
I'm trying to say. People are.
Oh, you want to see Chelsea versus Real Madrid on a random week? You don't want to see that.
You don't want to see
Chelsea versus Barcelona.
You know what?
Can I give you a good?
I hear what
If you
Dami
eat your
says.
favorite food every single day, you get sick of it. And I'm telling you right now, I will 100% get sick of seeing these big teams face each other every single week. It's something to look forward to. Everything comes good in moderation. The reason why I'm looking forward to the Real Madrid game is because I know we don't play Real Madrid often. We haven't played them since 1998. If we play them every week now, I don't give a shit. I'm telling you that now. And by the way, just a little update: Bayern Munich are in this. RB Leipzig are in this, and Porto are in this. So to the people in the chat that kept saying Bayern Munich,
what's the source?
Joining this, they are joining it.
What's the source?
Fabrizio Romano just tweeted it.
Are you
so
sure?
Bayern Munich, RB Leipzig,
he's been on fraud watch. He's been on fraud watch.
He has, isn't it? He has.
Fraud watch?
Yeah, not by me, but a lot of people have put him on fraud watch recently.
If we can't trust Fabrizio, I don't even know what's going on in this sport.
Not gonna lie, Fabrizio's been looking.
He was a tapping merchant for a reason, fam. He was meant to never get it wrong.
Yes.
But he did announce.
He just said nothing done or announced yet about FC Bayern Leipzig and Porto joining the Super League 2. It will be decided soon. So it's not confirmed yet. Listen, as I said, for me, the one thing I've stressed to Rants, to Dijk, to everyone who I've spoken about this, I really hope the end justifies the means, because all of this chaos, it can't just be for us to watch a competition that is gonna be dry within like a year's time, when it's the same teams playing each other, blah blah blah, all of this shit. Like, I really hope the end justifies the means, because all of this chaos is long. Like, football is literally in tatters right now. It really is, and I don't really know how this is gonna end or how this is gonna play out. It's a weird one, man. And you know, another thing as well. I don't like the lack of incentive it gives some of these teams who can't win the league when it comes to regular games. Like, for us, if this was to start next season, theoretically, what incentive do our players have to win matches?
That's what I'm saying. There's no reward anymore. There's no reward.
So that's why I said it compromises. This is what I'm saying. It compromises the competitiveness.
Has it been stated that there will be no rewards, or has it been stated that there will be no relegation? Has that been confirmed?
What's been stated is
15 founding clubs can't get relegated.
Guys, I'm so new to this. What's going on? Sorry, one at a time.
The 15 founding teams can't. They can't get relegated, so it doesn't matter. Arsenal and Spurs could get relegated to to the Championship, and they would still be in that competition,
which is stupid.
And my thing is, let's think about it like this. So the 15 teams can't get relegated. So the 5 teams that come in, what if they finish at the top? So what happens? Do they just fuck off and then the new set come back? You see what I'm coming from? Like, it doesn't make sense. It's so stupid.
So Arsenal and Tottenham will not be able to get relegated.
Bro, they're part of the founding teams. Yeah, 15 founding teams. They're on that list. All the English teams are on it.
That's good.
That's the Spanish teams.
Man City are not on there.
So it's just
playing football just for playing football's sake.
Of course.
Yeah,
Barcelona, Man City, Tottenham, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United. Who else? Juventus, AC Milan, Inter Milan, Atletico Madrid, I think, as well. I think those were the teams.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah, I feel like that's the only part I don't agree with them. That's ridiculous. They're going to be playing football just to have a kickabout. That is ridiculous.
There's no consequences. There's no rewards. There's no.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This thing, it is not going to last. I promise you.
The more I'm thinking about it, the more worried I am about it.
This is what I was trying to say, Toby. Imagine a West Ham or a Leicester. A Leicester or West Ham, they win the Premier League, but they don't get European football because there's already.
No, they would get European football.
So it was how many? It was just be one slot per country. If there's only 5 teams,
it depends. And this is the problem. So you have 5 slots that need to be split up between 3 leagues.
But they might not get it because, like Dami said, if the 5 teams that are not founding finish in the top part of the competition, well, you can't take them out if they got past some of the founding teams.
Yeah,
then it will go down. It will go. It's the same way it works now. Like if a team that finishes, I don't know, like if a team that finishes like 3rd or something like that wins, if a team that finishes 3rd wins a cup that gets automatic qualification to the Europa League, it will go down to the next place team below it, like 5th or 6th or whatever, to get Europe. Or so it's as I said. To be honest, you're right. The more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm thinking there's too many things that's going to change.
It's for me.
There's too many things that's going to change, and sometimes too much change isn't good. So I don't know, man.
For me, I'm just looking at this from because from a Chelsea perspective, I can just say, cool, we're in Europe every year, cool. We're getting more money, cool. I'm looking at this from a perspective of the clubs, the other teams in the Premier League who, like Leicester, like West Ham, like Everton, who have been in and around trying to get in the Champions League, and now will have to do even more to get it. They'll have to win the league, you said, to get it. I'm looking at all these other things, and I'm thinking to myself, is this really what competition is about? Like, let's just scrap all of this money shit to talk about the bare base. It's about competition, yeah? It's about competitiveness. If you take that out of it and you just give teams positions and titles in a league that they didn't have to earn the right to get to because of they're just there on stature. And by the way, there's no consistency with this, because legacy wise, you've got AC Milan in there who haven't won jack shit for ages, but then you've got the teams that are winning stuff in there as well. You've got Tottenham in there. No disrespect, you haven't won bare trophies to be in this league. So how, like, what we do? How are we deciding this? How is it? What, we just decided the biggest teams now? Because
I was going to ask you as well, like, even when we all talk about the benefit of the money, so in what way, apart from expanding our stadiums, how would the money benefit us?
I guess it's just the money we're going to lose out being with Premier League.
Money going to
how does it benefit us? Like, it's not like we're getting cash injections for transfers, because transfers are going to be blocked off. So, like, what are we saying?
No, but let's say this whole Premier League thing.
Are transfers going to be blocked off?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they will prevent stuff like that from happening. So it will become one massive closed circuit, and they're going to be drafting people like the NBA.
Right, what we're trying to explain here is that it's not in UEFA.
So only wait, we're saying only the 20 teams will be able to trade with each other, bro.
Yeah. UEFA and FIFA have both released statements. They both condemn it. The Premier League also condemns it. The FA condemns it. It's not in any of these associations' best interest to allow this to go forward. So in my opinion, I would be shocked if they didn't do everything in their power to make this the most difficult breakaway as possible, which means limiting and restricting every single possible thing they could possibly do. Like, why would they not? It doesn't make sense for UEFA and FIFA to allow Perez to run a European Super League. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense for them to do that. Hence why the threats to the World Cup, hence why the threats to all of these cancellations of European tournaments. Why would they even allow this to go on? Why would they even agree to this? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I'm slowly coming over to you lot's side with this, because even on this, I didn't know about the transfers, and then the fans travel, potential expulsion from all the leagues, no German sides in it.
It's nuts.
I don't.
PSG have not agreed to go into it either, so that means PSG this season could just be automatically given the Champions League.
Man.
They might just automatically give PSG the Champions League, because you've got Real Madrid in a semi-final of the UEFA competition, the same UEFA competition that Perez just backstabbed the UEFA association to set up his own competition. Why would they continue to let Real Madrid play in their competition and earn money and receive money for winning or reaching certain stages of their competition when he's about to start his own competition? Why would that continue to run?
And then, honestly, let's even forget about football generally. Fundamentally, why on earth would why would Perez be the one? You need external bodies. That's why you've got bodies in, even the governments have people to put them in check, fam. Even the government have people within the government to put them in check. Why on earth? So literally, you've got a league here. You've literally got a league. Let's say something happens. Let's say Tony Cruz fouls somebody and he's meant to get 10-match ban for the tackle. Perez is the man in charge, bro. Do you think they're going to are they going to override that? That doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. So for me, literally, there are too many things that can go wrong. Way too many things. Honestly speaking, it just kills off the entire thing. Real Madrid here, all these teams involved, they've actually done one of the biggest fuck-ups I've ever seen, honestly speaking. Genuinely speaking, for me, I don't see a single benefit to this. Not one. Not one. That money we're talking about, that money we're talking about, Toby. But Toby, hear me out, bro. That money we're talking about, all right, we keep building the stadiums, keep making them bigger. Okay, what next? The owners have more money in their pockets. Okay, what next? You can pay people more money. Okay, what next? When you can't buy the best talents anymore, what's the point of having money? At the end of the day, the primary objective of each football club having money, of course, is to keep the club running, which all of these clubs can do right now. If you cut off all the money income from all these clubs, they can also keep on running effectively. And then you know what? Then what's next on the priority list is to buy new players. And if you can't do that, what's the point? FIFA are not going to be there, or the Premier League are not going to be there and be like, okay, so our league is suffering because these guys have left. Let's actually allow them to buy the best players we do have. They're not going to do that, bro. They're absolutely not going to do that. So, like, where do you go from there? Financially,
why can't they do that?
Because they will block it off. That's what I'm saying. They will block it off to make life more difficult.
What we're saying is this whole concept has been created with the notion that, like, eventually there will be buy-in from the powers that be. Eventually there'll be buy-in. So this is what I'm saying. These issues you're facing now, these are some of the obstacles that they need to face. And some of these obstacles are the reasons why we're discussing here, saying maybe it might not be a good idea, but eventually there is going to have to be some form of an agreement. There will be. It's just the way it is. Like, there will be some form of agreement. One party will win. We just need to know which party that will be. I don't know.
Party. There's only one party that can win for me to be not vexed, because if the other one win, this is gonna be long. It's gonna be, what would be like. So you're saying obviously they have to come to some sort of agreement. What kind of agreement does UEFA, FIFA, FA, Premier League, like what kind of agreement could they come to where this actually runs? That's what I'm trying to work out, because the way that the tournament is structured, like you said, there's so many extra games. You'd have to sacrifice something. Either a Carabao Cup's got to go, or something. Like something's.
That's what I'm saying. There's actually. This is what I'm saying. There's bare games. There's the mad cost for fans, which I doubt they're going to subsidize. There's the potential expulsion. There's the potential inability to buy and sell clubs, buy and sell to clubs outside of the ESL, whatever you want to call it. There's just actually bare shit. Like the more we keep talking about it, the more factors I keep thinking of in my head about what's gonna change. And it's like, raw, like, is all of this worth that P?
It's not, bro. I'm telling you, it's not worth it.
But the money's sweet, man. The money's sweet.
Tobi,
the money and the allure. The money
and
the allure of not.
And it's the same with Arsenal fans, because I had Joel on earlier, Tobi, when I had Younes and Miz on, and Joel was like, "Oh, I don't really mind. Like, it's all good." Do you know what I mean? You brothers, because you've been suffering this season now, you've just given up on the whole sport. Same with Lee Gunner on Twitter. Lee's just like, "Oh, well, it's too late to protest now." I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? The whole landscape of football is about to get changed, and just because you man are having a bad season, you don't care anymore. What in the nuts?
No. I do care, but I'm just not gonna come here and be like, "Oh, rah, I'm never gonna watch football again. Oh, the game's gone." Just shut up, man. Just look at things impartially. Look at why they're doing it. If you read why they're doing it,
I know why. Yeah.
Some of their rationale, it makes sense, especially the Champions League as well. We love the Champions League, etc., but there are some poor sides in the Champions League that really shouldn't be in the Champions League. They're in the Champions League and they're getting flogged 5-0, 6-0, 7-0. How is that entertainment? In the Europa League as well, we've spoken about how poor the Europa League is, that it doesn't get good until the quarterfinals and stuff. Like, it's clear that these competitions needed reforms. I'm pretty sure even the Champions League, they're trying to extend they're trying to increase it from 32 teams to 36 teams.
Yeah, that was part of their new
reform. They want to add.
They wanted to.
This is what I'm saying. Like, this is what I'm saying. Yeah, we're saying that. Oh, it's gonna get boring watching these elite teams play week in, week out. That's a fair point to make. But some people are fed up of seeing these dead teams in the Premier European competition.
Yep.
So, like, that's what I'm saying. You have to look at the reasons why they're doing it. So, for me, that's why I'm like, I'm not gonna be sat here saying, "Oh, get them out. The game's gone. This, that, and the other. Rah. Where's my beer?" All this shit, man. Shut up, man. Just think. Just weigh up both sides. We've done that here.
100%. I agree with everything you've said, but at the same time, this plan can't be the plan. This is not good enough. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm more than open to listen to the issues that they've raised. Of course, there's reasons why they're doing it. The current structure is not good enough. The current proposal that they were given for the new Champions League is garbage. 100%. I'm all for it. And I'm not even only talking about them, because I've spoken about ticket prices going up. I've spoken about the greed for TV rights and all that kind of stuff as well in the past few, well, just not only in the past few, months and years with the pandemic, but even before that. 100% there's issues across the board. From the moment you're allowing discussions to talk about a 38th game in the Premier League with Henry at Liverpool, flogging that and to the walls fall off, with Stan Kroenke talking about the 38th Premier League game should be in America and all this shit. From the moment you're even having that talk, something's gone very wrong. However, this is taking the piss. Do you know what I mean? This is too much. Even for me, fam. It's way too much.
Listen, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna sleep on this, but yeah.
Have a lovely
in short,
night.
I've got a meeting at 8 tomorrow, but I'm sure football Twitter is not gonna sleep tonight.
No, it won't
tonight. This is like Armageddon, man. No one wants to sleep.
In all honesty, I feel like they're too far gone now. Like, you see all the website that's come out, like it's too far gone.
Bro, that's what I'm saying.
It's actually mad. It's very mad.
They created their domain in 2008. They've been planning this since 2008. That's when they created the domain for their website. That is.
Like, do you know how many clubs would then have to retract their statement if this doesn't go ahead? Like, do you know how mad that is?
I'm telling you,
they've all released. Like, do you know how many meetings have probably happened after the UEFA draws? They've all gone and had the same statement, copy and pasted and stuck publicly around the world now. Every single club, I checked all their statements, they're all running the same statement. You don't do that unless this is 99% loading game. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't do that when the game's still installing. You do this when the game's in your CD room, loaded up, installed into the computer and done, ready to roll. That's what I'm saying. They've gone so far with it that how can it not be? Like, people are saying don't overreact. What else am I meant to do? Like, I'm sorry, everybody wants to be calm, but this is the most radical change in football history. If you're not going to react to this, you're not. Maybe you're not even alive or human. I'm sorry. Like, how are you not reacting to this? They're literally ripping up the whole structure. They're not changing the name. It's not becoming the UEFA Cup to the Europa League. They're changing the whole structure of European football, and every single association that is important is disagreeing with it and threatening to change their own structures and limitations. If I don't react to this, I'm not reacting to a poor result. I think people are forgetting just how big this is. You're talking about the most powerful and influential people in football at loggerheads with massive associations here.
It's actually huge, but it boils down to one thing. It's money, man. It's money, 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 money. The same corporations who are fighting the European Super League are the same corporations who have been taxing and filling their pockets year in, year out, year in, year out. So it's a mad thing. It's an absolute mad thing.
This line pisses me off, I still can't accept that. That's nuts. Yeah. I'm sorry. At least get someone outside.
Real Madrid get the most from joining, apparently, as well.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they got the most from joining.
Did I hear that on this stream?
Yeah, you probably did. Well, you could have heard it from anywhere. I'm just reading what's being reported.
It was probably from here.
Nah, this news is...
As I said, from a selfish point of view, you can see why some sides will be happy about this, but from a footballing point of view,
selfish.
From a football point of view, it's actually going to ruin a lot of things.
It's similar to when they were thinking of scrapping the FA Cup replays, and I thought to myself, okay, you're making the season shorter for the big clubs, but what about the teams that literally are like so much of their funding comes from FA Cup ties, and it comes from playing replays, getting that draw against Man City and getting that replay so you can earn that next game receipt.
But the people who can change that is
I know Tobi, for us, but
replays are dead.
For us it is, but I'm trying to look at this for League One, League Two, their perspective, because too much as Big Six supporters and Big Six clubs, we think about our own selfish needs and what works for us. What about the rest of the footballing league? Because by the way, if you scrap the bottom divisions of this country, what do you have left? That's what I have to ask everybody in this chat. If you scrap your League Two, your League One, and you don't look out for them and you don't try and keep them afloat in this pandemic, and you say that you're going to start scrapping leagues and we're just going to think about the top, then what happens? What then? That's what I have to ask. Because too much of the time as Big Six clubs, we just think about us and winning and trophies and money. We're in our complaints aside, we are in a very privileged position. We're winning shit and watching beautiful football and money's flowing through the door. But what about everybody below us? We can't just rip up the whole footballing structure in the country just for our own needs. That's something for me.
Then you wait for me to look into that. You wait for me to look into that and provide a fairer solution. Simple.
Oh Lord, here comes the wind-up merchant here to piss me off.
I'm going to bed.
I'm actually going to bed. I've got a meeting.
Yeah, I've got to go to bed as well. I'm going to bed. I'm
wrapping this up in 10 minutes.
I'm not winding anyone up or anything.
Honestly, guys, I've been streaming. I wasn't expecting to. This is my 5th stream today. 5.
What the fuck have you been doing?
That is my point, Matisse. This is stream number 5.
I took a nap before this, bro.
Bro, this is stream number 5. You might talk about my work rate. Stream number 5. Say no more. Good night.
I'm wrapping this up.
Wait, quickly, Dami. Can I just
10 minutes ago?
Because I've been watching you lot talk for like the last hour, yeah, bruv. There's a very simple way of, because you keep referring to transfers.
I want to keep going. Let me go and get my.
Okay. So Dami keeps referring about transfers and how the best clubs. One thing, the best clubs in this new league essentially will have the best prospects. Now, what will happen, or I make the assumption that FA will do if it goes ahead, is they will be extremely difficult. And what's occurred in England due to TV rights will occur from the FA or the Premier League or La Liga Serie to this new Super League. Yeah. What they will do is they will just tax the F out of teams getting players. But also now, where there's a will, there's a way. And there's a very simple way of teams getting around being able to buy new young prospects from clubs or teams that are in the FA if the Super League goes ahead. And it's very simple. Academies, under 23s. These are still sanctioned bodies that will not be in this Super League. They will be in the regular leagues. You can easily just funnel money to new players to come to these leagues and then swap them from one team to another team for no cost. It's very doable.
Yeah,
like there are ways around these things
because you've got the UEFA you've got the UEFA Youth League, European League for the youngsters, and you've got Chelsea under 23s and under 23s for everyone. It's not really under 23s, it's the reserves.
But these will be FIFA bodied teams. These will not be. It's so simple.
So what we haven't even dived into in this conversation is that it's just the first team of these major clubs they're talking about. They didn't mention Juventus B team. They didn't mention Barcelona B.
Again,
but they're still connected.
No. Wait. That's false because they're doing the same thing for the women's and they're providing funding for the academies too. So there's actually things for that. Yeah.
So they've covered it.
The person who told me about Mastercard just told me the same thing as well.
Also, again, Matisse,
all of them, they're fine.
I'm slightly shocked that you're shocked that this is occurring.
I'm not shocked. I'm just pissed off. You know what I'm saying?
Again, you do understand this is a dick waving contest between FIFA. Do you understand why this is happening?
Thank you.
Do you understand? Like
power versus power, like that's all it is.
Okay, but I can't afford for this little power struggle to actually happen. I can't afford for it to actually be a thing. Like it's all good to whack your dicks against sword fight. You can do whatever you want. Do as you please. But don't actually go through with it. That's what I'm saying. Because I'm not in the business of watching this actually come to fruition. Me and Saj spoke about this off air. I'm all good. Do your fighting. That's all fine. That's all well and good. But don't actually decide on what I'm actually reading here. Because if this is actually what's going to go ahead, then no, I'm not going to be calm.
Did you see me? Didn't you see me? I was practicing vlogging just now, innit? You understand? So that the man them can do how things are going to be. Like, I don't know why you man moving like this, fam.
Even the concept of just the licensing, as in someone said in the comments, but you spoke about this off air. What would happen to FIFA, Matisse? A game that on average sells 140 million per year. How would licensing work?
People need to deep it. There's no way they're going to take out the best players in FIFA. What's the point? They're not going to do all of this. This is just
the game's gone.
No, they're bluffing. They are bluffing. Again. Oh my god, did I scratch myself?
And I think it's confusing where people. I've listened to you lot, and Dami said a couple times, "Oh, how does this benefit the fans, bruv? This is as the meme said. This is business. This is business. There is no such thing as." We're doing it for the fans. They don't care about the fans. I'm a corporation and I need to make money.
respectfully, if they don't give a fuck about me, then I don't give a fuck about them.
You say that, but
here's the thing. There's a big difference.
We're still going to be tuning in.
Energy ones and zeros. As long as you pay the mandated amount,
actually,
who cares?
Deep it. Just sit down and deep it properly right now. See how invested we are into Chelsea's league season right now because of what's going on. And then you're not telling me there's going to be a Super League and shit. It's being boycotted. No, I'm not going to be that invested, bro. Let's keep it very real. Let me speak for myself. I, for one, will not be that invested.
The point that Saj is making is that they don't care if you're emotionally invested. They don't care if you're mentally invested. As long as your bank account and debit card is still invested, then that's all that matters. And that goes for everybody in this chat. If you are still, which we are, still going to support the club, still going to follow them, and still going to watch the games. Let's be real. That's probably what's going to happen.
Which we will.
They don't give a fuck. They don't care if you're on your couch angry about it.
Also, quickly, yeah, I heard you lot say, it's not like feasible in terms of the league will be shit. You do understand that it will just be the NBA model or the MLS model.
I'm not a fan.
Where it will be dud, but is it doable? Yes. Like, it will be terrible. It will be boring because you, like the MLS, it's literally just the MLS model combined slightly with what the NBA teams do. It's doable though. Yeah.
Someone just said, "Do you think this is why Tammy's on the bench?" you, Anthony Barry Henry. Sorry, you've lost your fucking mind. Aside, the floor is yours, bro. Because we've spoken for 3 hours. Anything else you got to say? Because I'm only running for 5 more minutes, and then I'll probably ring you because I'm not going to sleep.
I need to go to bed. I've got a meeting in the morning. Let's pack it in, fam.
Okay, so you saying there's gonna be like breaks in the Champions League, Premier? No, there isn't. Like none of those things are all gonna go ahead for the simple fact that financially they're all financially obligated to play these games on these dates, and especially we're in a pandemic season, a sevid season year where everything's already pushed back. Remember, they had to push back the World Cup, had to push back the Olympics. Those games will be played when they are meant to be played. The season will finish how it's meant to be finished. This is not about fans. No one cares about they don't care. These are companies.
Facts.
Sorry.
What? You've muted yourself.
I think he's talking to someone.
People have this idea that they care about you. They don't care about you. And the only reason that the German clubs haven't joined already is because it's a little bit harder because the 50+1 rule.
51%.
The 50+1 rule is essentially where German teams try to do the thing where the teams aren't really owned by like a corporation, except for Leipzig, who is owned by Red Bull and that's why Leipzig are the most hated team in the league. For the most part, the 50+1 rule is where they try and have like lots of different people within like the organization own certain amounts of the club. So it's a lot harder for the team to like a company or a corporation to buy out the team. Bruv, this is nothing new. They don't care about you. They've never cared about you really. And yeah.
That's it.
That was a beautiful message.
I had to come because, bruv, I'm with you though, Anita. 100%, bruv. It's not gonna happen, bruv. It's just
you don't think it's gonna happen.
It's not gonna.
The official statements and everything.
That doesn't mean anything. That just means, UEFA, we want our percentage, and you changing the Champions League rules next season to make one of us less likely to win the Champions League is not gonna happen.
You think
that's all it is?
You think what's happening right now is everybody just threatening UEFA and FIFA?
They have the power to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, let's hope. Let's hope.
Yeah.
Let's hope and pray. And if you two are wrong,
smiling.
If you two are wrong, I will come for you.
No, if we are wrong, you won't be able to come for us because there'll be no league left to come for.
Yeah.
And secondly, who's not excited about seeing Everton or West Ham win the Premier League?
So Saj, just to finish up on this note, because I do like your logic and I do agree with it, even though I'm emotionally distraught right now. But if this tick for tack continues, Real Madrid won't be playing Chelsea in the Champions League semi-final.
No, that will all go ahead.
You think that will all go ahead? You don't think that's going to be on hold right now?
The season was forced. This season was pushed forward because last season was pushed back. Remember that. The World Cup pushed back. Olympics pushed back. You can't, I don't think you understand. Cities and countries spend hundreds of millions of pounds getting the World Cup and the building Qatar. They've built brand new arenas just for the World Cup. Olympics, Tokyo, tons of new arenas just for the World Cup. The amount of the money that we're talking is like billions here, like a couple bill.
Yeah,
you can't push that back any further, man.
Thank you. It's
like it's all about money, bruv. Everyone thinks it's about feelings. It's not about me and you.
I'm in my feelings.
Yeah, bro, be in your feelings.
Yeah,
you don't care.
Wait, so basically, we're just saying that FIFA and them man are going to bend over for the 12 clubs. That's what you said to me.
I'm not saying FIFA will. I'm saying remember. Again, though, but it's weird because then I do agree with what you said earlier, Dami, when you were talking about give it 5-10 years, and the clubs that have left will just be replaced with new clubs. I do agree that. Again, lineage. I've never heard none of you talk about which one. I prefaced this to Matisse before you came on the stream, so I asked both of you two, Anita and Dami, which one would you rather win, the Super Europa League Cup or the Premier League or the Champions League? Right now.
Right now,
the
new European Super League or the Premier League?
Yeah.
What right now?
Right. If they said, "Here's take a trophy," which one would you pick?
The fuck! I'm picking the Premier League right now.
Do you know why, Dami? What are you picking?
Obviously, like Premier League or UCL right now. Yeah.
Do you understand? You can't buy lineage, bruv. History is a hell of a thing, bruv.
Yeah.
Those cups have history.
Yeah.
Hundreds of years of history, bruv. This new Europa it's a brand new cup. It has no history to it.
But at the same time, who wouldn't want to be the first person to win a new set of history? You know, because this could be new history.
If I said, I just offered you a choice: win the Premier League right now, or take a new cup.
For me, I don't give a heck. I want to win the Premier League or the Champions League. I don't give
a heck. Then. But you know why you're saying that?
All these clubs, who would not want to be the first? Because they believe in this regime so much. They'll want to be the first person to win that shit.
They don't. You know? They don't believe in this. They don't believe in this regime.
I feel like they do.
But they don't. They just want to be paid more money, bruv. And you FIFA just said, go F yourself.
Are we packing in, fam?
I'm done. That's all I gotta say.
This shit, it's just power play. It's not gonna end the way we think it's gonna end. It's gonna end well. Everything's gonna go back to normal. This is just stupid. I'm deep in the stupidity of this shit. Absolutely stupid. I'm over it.
It would be so hard to pull off. Even if they could go ahead, how hard it would be to pull off, bruv. Bruv, it's just not gonna happen. Think of just how much think of how much money is generated annually per weekend in England, France, Italy. So you're telling me we're gonna play less games in different cities? Come on, bruv. No. Like say on an average weekend through the Premier League and Premier League teams playing up and down the country, 200 million is made every weekend. Yeah. So now say 4 teams are gonna play on the weekend and generate 60 mil. Nah, bro.
Guys, I'm real life in my kitchen dining room. So
okay, I'm done. I just need to say this. That's all.
We're gonna wrap up, people. That is the longest stream I will ever do. I don't know what is going on, but we will see how this unfolds. I can't promise you that there will be a preview for Brighton because I really don't care about the Brighton game until this shit gets resolved. I'll do a review for Brighton. But preview, I don't know. We'll see. But
you're getting lazy, bro.
Nah, it's not laziness. Like if the Brighton game doesn't mean anything, then what am I doing? Do you
know what I mean? Can I go to bed and cry?
Last question. So let me just get this straight. Chelsea still ain't trying to get top 4 this season, huh?
I don't know.
It don't matter. Remember, it don't matter no more. It don't matter.
If we're going to the Super League, does it matter? Does it matter, Satch?
Again, no, I'm not a child. We're gonna win the Premier League.
Put it down. Put down the microphone. Pack it in, fam.
Bro, it works for me because that means we're just gonna win. We're gonna be the last team to win the Premier League out of the Big Six.
We're tired. Respectfully, we're tired.
Listen, I'll see you, man, tomorrow. There'll be an upload of some sort. I don't know what will be on, but there could be an update to this situation. I'd rather cover the update than talk about Brighton. So, lateness is greatness. I don't care anymore. I don't know.
Good luck
I'm tired.
to Tuchel tomorrow. Good luck to Tuchel.
Matisse's low-key stressing that he's gonna have to get a real job.
I'm so stressed. It's not.
Matisse's having to whip out the CV, apply for some real jobs now.
I'm telling you, this is opportunity. Just saying.
I'll be watching that Tuchel press conference with a keen eye tomorrow. In a bit, people. Links are in the description. Yardy, yardy, yardy. In a bit. God damn.
Perfect.
Matisse, it's not time for you to do these things.
What's happened if I backed off my wig?
Bro, you know I was about to just start cussing, bro. I'm like, oh my goodness. How do you do that, bro? That's
I'm ready to off my wig, please.
I knew Matisse was going to do it.
You wear a wig?
I knew it, fam.
No, it's my real hair.
Oh, rough.
Why do you end it like that?
My yo.
I love the
Anita's got secrets. FIFA's got secrets.
Oh, I love the after credits so much. Oh,
why do you, bro? I hate why.
I had to make it fun. I had to do something for the 700 people that stayed. Yeah,
you can do it now.
All right, I'm sorry.
Perfect.